So you're Jester, you're at the Slipper Eel. You do see that this is a fairly good-sized tavern and bar that's there, and you do see there's obviously quite a few people here. Over the last couple weeks, you have sort of met several others here that seem to, kind of hit it off with you, and that's Eris as well as Jester, and you know, this dwarven cleric who just comes literally from around the corner from his church, the St. Cuthbert, down to hang out with you down Magma Street. And so they kind of hang out there as you're kind of doing your show, and it's not uncommon for you all to sort of walk between venues and whatnot. And, it's been a pretty good night for you. You've been kind of working the crowd a little bit, and the crowd seems a little bit more boisterous. It's kind of like probably Friday-ish, Saturday type of thing where everybody's sort of really kind of drinking away.
All right. Have I done my? Let me see. Am I going up on stage yet, or?
Oh, yeah, you're going up right now.
Am I? Okay. All right. You ready, Jack?
Yes. What are we doing?
We're going up on stage. Right after this act here, this guy isn't very good.
Yeah, you hear people are kind of talking. They're just not really paying attention to him. And
are you going to do Disco Roboto again?
No. We tried that the last time. It didn't really go over that well. We didn't get that good at tips. We're going to do our comedy act.
Okay.
Can you put that silly outfit on I gave you?
Where is it?
Here you go. I got it in my backpack. Second costume.
What is it?
I'm thinking it's like it's like a typical silly pair of tights, yellow and red or something. What do you think? Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, personally, I think that's brilliant.
yellow and red, yeah.
You've got to stand out.
What was my roll? I have to lead the chat again.
17. You rolled a 17.
Oh, pretty good, huh?
Yeah, really good. Matter of fact, it's the best roll you've had for the last 2 weeks you've been working.
Oh, nice. So we'll go up on stage, me and Jack Brass.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, Kel? I forgot the town. You'd think I was from Howell Springs over here. We got anybody from Howell Springs in the house? Looking around.
Crickets.
Anybody?
Crickets.
Crickets. Oh, no. Crickets. Oh,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, all right. Well, you know how we can tell if there's anybody from Howell Springs around here? Any of you out there? You out there work with your shirt off? Oh. So you and your husband, huh? See, we got Hollow Springs in the house right here in the front. Nice. All right. Well, see, I'm a half elf, and people don't really quite understand us. It's all humans here. I'll speak fast so you guys don't, fade away into the night while I'm talking here. So, yeah. Anyway, so people think we came half elves from marrying our sister and dance around like idiots, but hey, I'm just dating her, and I actually dance pretty good. So anyway, ooh, yeah, still working it.
So as he's up there.
Yes, he's laughing.
Oh, is he? Okay, cool. So as he's up there kind of working the room, you see everybody's just sort of kind of continuing to drink, and you hear a couple people clap and whatnot. And the other three of you are sort of sitting at the table, and you're just kind of hanging out, and you can kind of hear this sort of discussions and whatnot going around.
Tough room. All right. Well, you know how else I can tell we got some Hollow Springs people in here, huh? Well, look at this gentleman right here, huh? You got some pretty big nostrils. That's because you got big fingers too.
Can I use like prestidigitation? It says I can make like a faint musical note. I just want to every once in a while go da dum dum. to give like some oomph to his jokes.
Sounds good. And yeah, she kind of does that, and you hear it in the background, and somebody even claps a little, even bit more. And
You know, another Hollow Springs over here, because this dog just passed gas over here, and this guy claims it. Yeah, that's how you know you got a Hollow Springer.
nice.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
So I go on with my thing.
All right, it gotcha. So as he kind of continues with that, how about the rest of the three of you? What would you guys be doing in the bar necessarily?
Oh, I'm into this. I'm into his show.
Are you?
I'm
Oh,
like a
okay, gotcha.
groupie. I've been following him since he was on Ash Street. I'm just telling whoever's around this.
Right.
I knew him before he was big.
There you go. One of them just sort of looks at you and sort of like raises its eyes, really sort of like, "Oh wow," and then kind of goes back to its drink as he's working. This is the first time you've been here at the Slippery Eel, so. Jack, are you dancing over there?
Oops.
No, that's all right. I just see some numbers flying. I was just curious.
Oh, Jack doesn't say anything.
He stands up there in his yellow and red outfit.
Yep, he is basically mute right now. He's not saying anything. He's trying to do stuff and act like he's trying to talk. You see his mouth moving, but nothing's coming out.
A Warforged thing. All right, and so you guys are there, and you do know.
I slap Lee on the back just as he's about to take a drink out of his mug. I'm laughing at the jokes.
Yeah, right. All right, sounds good. So you all know that there has been these sort of rumors of people being sort of taken from their homes and whatnot, and you've been kind of hearing about general discussions of kidnappings throughout the city, which is pretty unusual because it's a city that's been known to have pretty good law and order. I mean, sure, there's some shady people, not lowlifes, shady people that sort of do their business. It's kind of an underworld sort of thing, but it's not anything that's been out of control. But these seem to be pretty random, and there's always this thing of people being kidnapped outside of or with their doors being unlocked and things of the sort. So there's sort of this fear or this scare, and there's never been any real rhyme or reason to it. It's been mostly older, people and whatnot. But just recently, matter of fact, last night, there's rumors that there was a bunch of kids that were stolen from one of the local orphanage. And so there's a kind of a big uproar going on in the city currently about this. And it seems to be all kind of the talk of the town that people are talking about how these kids were taken from the orphanage.
Oh, that was a tough show there. You ready to go get a drink, Jack?
Good thing you didn't do any orphan jokes.
I had to shelf those ones.
So as you come down, yeah, go ahead.
Head down and grab a drink.
Okay, all right, sounds good. As you come on down and you're at the table there with your friends and whatnot, you sit down for a drink and.
It's tough following that guy with the flaming sticks. That guy's good.
I think he needs some pyrotechnics. Something to just like liven it up to capture their attention. Maybe you can teach Jack Brass to dance or something.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I'll have to do that.
What was he doing up there anyway?
He protects me. I was in I was in another town here and made a couple half-orc jokes. I didn't see him in the back. There's a half-orc. It got ugly. I never knew my underwear could fit over my head while I was wearing it. Brutal.
There's a good picture.
So as you all are kind of sitting there, you see this gentleman sort of sitting at the bar, and you've obviously been down at the the Dirty Bucket for a while, and you now have just moved up to the Slippery Eel, and even if swung by the Tip Tavern, but you figured that wasn't really your crowd, right? But you see this guy, and you've seen him at all three bars. He seems to be there, and kind of like Eris, I guess, a little bit like a groupie, a little bit. He always laughs at your joke and whatnot, and you see that he's got sort of a hat on, and he wears a long cape that kind of covers everything, and he's sort of tall. He's got blondish hair. He's probably in his 30s and human, and he kind of comes over and taps you on the shoulder, and he says, "Hey, I love your stuff, man. It's great."
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm hoping to do another show next week.
Yeah. Hey, I got to tell you, you know what? There's this place up on the Obsidian Avenue. You really should check that place out. I think the people there love your jokes.
Oh, is that Cusp of Sunrise?
Oh, yeah. You would you probably need need to know a little bit more powerful people to get in there. But yeah, no, it's actually the Koi Nixie. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, I figured I wasn't ready for the Cusp of Sunrise yet. So,
Yeah.
is this is this over by Merchants Avenue or something? Or?
Yeah. Merchant's way over there. So it's really nice, and you know, well, here, and he kind of reaches in and he pulls out a card and he hands it to you, and he says, just show that to them, and they'll let you in, and just tell them that I sent you. All right. You're checking to see something about him.
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, the guy's name?
Yeah,
He doesn't tell you his name.
Oh, is that on the card?
It is. So as you look at the card, it says, well, please allow acceptance into the Koi Nixie, and it's signed Valantru.
Valantru, you said?
Yeah. And
Well, why don't you
said-
sit down and have a beer with our friends here?
he says, "Oh, do you think I should?" Okay. And he kind of pulls up a chair and slides in, and he kind of nods to y'all. He says, "Hey, nice to meet you all."
Yeah, it's good to meet you too. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So, I think you got some good stuff here. Stuff this town hasn't seen before. That's for sure. Kind of sits back and he looks over and to the bartender and kind of waves his hand, and you see the bartender comes over and he says, yes sir. He's like, yeah, can we have a round for my friends here? And he says, of course, sir. And he kind of looks and he says, how much is that? He says, oh, it's on the house, sir. I'm just glad to have you. He says, oh, thanks. I'm glad to be here. So he kind of looks at you guys and says, huh, that doesn't happen very often. That's pretty cool, huh?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. Do you guys get free drinks all the time?
It depends on the performance goes. Sometimes I get them to drink, and sometimes I get them against my head. They throw.
Oh, that's not good.
Not very nice. That's why I got Jack Brass here.
Wow, I gotta tell you, I think I do like him. Now tell me, is that do you have some magic that you got him moving with, or is there somebody inside that suit? Like, how does that work?
You know, I'm not really sure. I went down to these pawn shops, and yeah, I was looking to sell some stuff. Tough times. Just before my hillbilly half elf routine, and yeah, I picked him up.
So it looks like you may need like a voice box or some like a little pull string in the back or something, because it looks like he's trying to say something but nothing. He's like, oh, he doesn't talk, does he? He goes and he's like, can he hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us. Eris here is doing repairs on him and stuff, and hoping to keep him.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured out what's going on with him yet.
Well, that's interesting thing. I did like the red and yellow tights you pulled out. Last week you had like green and black. They just didn't look that good.
Yeah, we're working on the act. We're trying to get better.
Yeah.
I get him dancing. That's Eris was recommending I get him dancing. So
Oh, I
think
like
we're gonna
that.
I think he needs a hat with some bells on it.
There you go. I think that'd be great too. What I recommend is you get them like some really big sort of poofy pants, and get them like really bright colors, and then you can have them like carry a hammer or something.
We could call it the jackhammer pants.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I'd call them. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. The drinks come and he looks and he says, thanks. I appreciate the drinks. And he says, of course, sir. Absolutely. And he goes walking away. He's like, it's a pretty nice place.
Have you been here before? They seem to be deferring to you.
Well, I mean, gosh, I don't, maybe, yeah, probably way back when I tend to, gravitate towards adventurers and whatnot. And, I like to find groups, kind of like yourselves. You all seem like adventurers and, just kind of talk and sort of get the feel for what's going on. I'd love to be able to adventure, but, just can't do it. I don't like the sight of blood, and so I figured it was probably best I didn't do it. But it's great to hear stories and to hang out. So, I guess so. Which place is this? This Morkoth? No, I don't see the stuff on the wall. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is the eel place. Yeah, this is pretty good place.
Yeah, we're adventurers. I'm trying to, strike it big, open up my own laugh factory.
Really?
I call it the Laugh Factory.
Nice. We don't have one of those here, so I didn't know you all were adventurers. That's exciting. The dwarf doesn't say much though. Nor does the little disheveled dude over there.
I've met kind of mixed responses when I walk around town, so I try not to say too much.
Ah, I see. Well, I understand that.
So are you looking for adventurers? Because,
Well, I mean, I don't. I'm not like looking for them, but I mean, I like adventures. Are you looking to be hired or something? I mean, I can kind of keep an eye out and see, if there's any need for adventurers.
a little extra coin never hurts anything. What do you think about that,
Well, I
Jester?
think that. Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely looking for a little extra coin. I got this nice little abandoned building I'm looking at on Lava Avenue for this Laugh Factory. Try and bring a higher class down there. See if
yeah, down to lava, sure. I can understand that. Well, I don't really have any jobs now, but I'll keep my ears out, and if I hear something, maybe I can find you something.
I think that would be a great idea.
yeah, we'd appreciate that.
Yeah. Where can I mean, I usually just travel around trying to find you. And, tonight I went, down to the Dirty Bucket and you weren't there, and, checked out the Tip Tavern. So I decided to come up here. I was just kind of making my way up the rings and, saw you here. So, where you all live?
I'm
Where can I-
staying here because by popular demand, I get to stay here for free
Wow. At the Slippery Eel, really?
by doing the performance.
Oh, you're a lucky man, that's for sure. So, that's interesting. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just have to come here. That robot thing, that metal thing over there he's really sort of trying to get that jaw working. Sure he's okay?
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh.
Eris,
Oh, okay.
what's going on?
I don't know. I'll take a look at it after this guy leaves.
Okay. So, Valentru, maybe we'll see you over at the Coin Nixie a little later, or you can track us down here.
Yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, hey, well, it was great to see y'all. And he kind of taps you, and he kind of looks over, and he takes a look at Lee, and he says, "Man, you have such a nice like jawline. I kind of like art in like good art and sculptures, and I gotta tell you, you would be a great statue. I mean, like just sculpture of you would be phenomenal. And he kind of comes over and he's like, could you just move that hair just a little bit to the side? He kind of looks at you a little bit from one end, from one side. He's kind of tipping his head. Do you mind?
I'll move my hair and let my patch and scar be seen.
Okay. He's like, oh, well, we can buff that out. But yeah, I mean, it looks. The jawline looks great, and he's like, sometime, if you got time, you can, maybe come over and I can have my buddy kind of make a sculpture of you. I think they'd look really good. Probably sell for quite a bit, maybe over at Mauve's or something. Yeah, I of course give you some coin for it.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, ooh, kind of the rough type too, I see. Okay, all right. Well, hey, it's great to meet you all, and enjoy the drinks, by the way. And I'll tell the barkeep thanks for giving you those drinks, and we'll see you over at the Koi, I think, huh?
Sounds good. We'll see you over there, Valentin.
Yeah, probably. I probably give it a few days. There's a pretty hoity-toity kind of guy that works over there right now and doing some stuff, and he's not very good on the loot, but he knows some people, and you don't want to step on his toes.
Oh, what's his name?
His name is got it right here. Carl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Carl's his name. He's not the nicest of persons, but you'll be all right. He kind of waves.
Carl the performer?
Yes, Carl the performer. That's exactly it.
He'd be good to follow if he's not too good on the loot. Maybe try and.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you over in a few days.
Okay, sounds great. He kind of waves.
I'll
He
get
kinda-
up and check out Jack Brass to see if I can figure out what's up with his mouth not working.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Hey, Jester, if we're gonna do adventuring stuff, we probably need, a fabulous name for our group.
Oh, we do. We do. Trying to think of a name. Hey, Cassie, can you think of a name?
I'll think on it.
Stop jumping, Jack. I just need to check out your mouth.
Funny. He's jumping up and down and very distraught.
When his mouth moves, I'll start making little notes come out of it. Oh, what are you trying to tell us? Say again?
Timmy fell down the well?
It sounds like I'm a little teapot.
Hey, he's trying to. I think he says the Jack Brass Gang.
The Jack Brass Gang? That sounds intimidating. I like that.
The Brass Quartet.
Maybe quintet.
Oh yeah, quintet.
I was sitting here counting to see if quartet meant what I thought it meant.
How about the Jack Brass 5?
So, Eric, you were kind of working with the jaw and everything. Were you looking at anything else on Jack Brass, checking him out or anything like that, or just kind of?
Yeah, just trying to see, what it is that. Stop hitting me!
All right, sounds good. So you kind of
Control
continue.
your machine, Jester.
Gassy, Brassy, and Lee, whatever. That sounds good.
Gassy, Brassy, and Lee. That sounds like a law firm that would be hanging out up on Magma.
Man, I was backstage and I overheard a couple people talking, getting ready. That guy with the flaming sticks. Jeez, tough act to follow. Anyway, it's talking about somebody going missing. Have you guys heard of anybody going missing? They were talking about a Janir Everdawn. It's like this common commoner that volunteered at the local orphanage.
I was going to say it was probably a bad choice to choose Hollow Springs for your jokes tonight because they're having a lot of problems down there with some snakes.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
That's right. I forgot about that. You're right. It's ironic you got the same rumor, or the rumor for that.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of a backwater town.
Yeah, that worked. Anyway, that's what I've heard. Anyway, I haven't heard about these missing things, people or whatever.
Hey, Jester, I just found these runes on the back of Jack Brass, and stop hitting me, Jack Brass.
What? Can you read them?
No, I don't know. I've never seen these runes before. They don't look like they're magical, though.
She's looking kind of at the back of his neck, right where the neck goes into the shoulder, right? Kind of right along there. She's kind of pointing to him back there.
Mm.
What do they look like?
If I touch them, does anything happen?
No, but you can kind of rub your finger into the inset. It's almost like it's been carved into the metal for it. so you can sort of run your finger. It's just slightly indented, almost as if it's been carved into them. And so, do the rest of you kind of get up and take a look?
Yeah, I'm looking at these runes.
I'll like use I don't yeah. Prestidigitation can make like a small little image, so I'll like make it on my hand and put it in front of Jack Brass so he can see it.
Nice.
Like, do you recognize this? Like, I'll do it one by one since there's.
All right, gotcha. He turns around away from the image. That's awesome. That's funny.
I'm looking for a switch to turn them on.
So, I don't know if Jack. Yeah.
I'm glad nothing's coming out of his mouth because if there was something coming out, I'd be nervous.
That's awesome. I love it.
Not sure. I've never seen this before.
They weren't there the last time that I looked at it, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, you remember kind of sort of checking out Jack Brass and trying to figure out how he works and how to make him better and all those other things. And, you don't remember seeing these before.
Sure
every time he slaps at me,
himself.
Sorry.
Right.
Every time he slaps at my hand, I just like thump him in the back of the head. Trying to help you dumb thing.
you see a hammer pops out of his arm.
Calm down, calm down. What I will do though is take some the etchings and like write it down on something so that I can maybe check it out at like a bookstore or something to see if I can figure out what this is.
Doing a what are they called? Is it charcoal rubbing? Right. So you got this
Yeah,
piece
the
of paper and
etchings.
you're rubbing the charcoal on his neck. Love it.
I grab some and say, "What's this do?"
Yeah. All right. Nothing happens. Oh, he moves his mouth. As you kind of continue, you see that he continues not being able to talk, and you all have kind of gotten these runes and whatnot, and you sit back down and have a few drinks, and about an hour goes by, and you're all sitting there just kind of relaxing, and Jack Brass is kind of moving around like he was before, and you see there's another act up there which is playing the lute again, which is meh, so.
So what were you guys saying about, some of the missing kids? I haven't really heard about that.
I just know one of the caretakers that worked there went missing. Janir Everdon.
And as I was saying, it looks very nice tonight.
Oh, Jack Brass.
So was it the alcohol that loosened you up?
No, I don't drink. It happens sometimes.
Did you hear any rumors, Jack Brass?
Let me compute. There is a magic disease causing people in the city to vanish. It seems the same thing happened 75 years ago. Almost wiped out the gnomes.
Yeah, I've heard that one too. I wonder if it's if that's the same disease that's causing people to disappear now.
I don't think it's true.
No?
Nope. I haven't seen it, so it's not true.
Then how did you hear the rumor? Whoops,
Somebody
sorry.
else was saying it.
Oh, that's it. We're going to war. All right. Way to
All
go.
right.
Just kidding.
I shot first.
Yep.
What do those runes mean? They're carved in you.
I don't know. What did you ask me?
Those runes that Eris made a copy of on your back. On your
What
neck.
runes?
I thought Eris showed them.
I did not see any runes on my back, so that's not true. And I spin my head all the way around behind me and look. I don't see them, and I spin it back around forward.
Are they on his neck?
Yeah, they're on his neck, yeah.
Yeah, so spinning your head's not going to do any good.
I don't see them, so it's not true. I do not have runes on my back.
They're not on your back, they're on your neck.
I don't see them on my neck either.
I'll show him one.
Okay.
Do you know what that rune means?
Nope.
Which rune do you show him?
The first one.
What I figured.
Yeah, I'll just go right down the line.
Yeah, so she goes all the way down the line and shows you all of them.
I do not know what they are, and they are not on my back or neck.
I'll check. Are they still there?
Oh, yeah.
How long were you in that store before I bought you, Jack?
This one does not know.
Should have bought him with the Windows 2 upgrade.
I would say buying the Linux version was a bad idea.
Right?
Just hang out and kick back some brews.
All right, so you all kind of kick back and drink some beers throughout the night, kind of talk back and forth and whatnot. The night continues to get later and later, and it gets to the point where you all have kind of been there. You've been up there for a couple shows and whatnot, and it gets to that point where the bar's kind of closing down, or at least a lot of people have left. You all know that every time when you travel, that you typically will travel as a group back and walk people back home, kind of all together, just as sort of a safe thing, kind of talking about how the night was before, and it's sort of that time of the night now. While you were there, you had also heard, other people in the bar had also kind of talked about some things, right? And so you did hear that, obviously some people, or a lot of people that have been pretty upset, and you did hear that it sounds like, the crimes aren't really localized anywhere, these kidnappings, and you've heard that it's, most of the victims have been kind of low to middle class citizens, but, the rumor is nothing really connects them, at least that people can figure out. And you've heard that, nobody's ever, the people that have been taken, no witnesses have ever come forward saying they heard like screams or scuffles or sinister people sneaking in and out through the night of the kidnappings. It's all seems to be, you'll go several days and next thing you know, there's a report of people missing or being kidnapped. And then, there, it'll go several days and you won't hear anything throughout the night. So
have these, just a question, have these occurrences been all over the lower area, or are they localized to one part?
Yeah, so the people that have talked about it have said it seems to be from every district in town. It doesn't seem to be localized to one particular spot. So both along the Obsidian Avenue in the southeast as well as the northwest, or all the way down to Ash Avenue too. So yeah, so it's kind of all over.
And where were these orphans taken from?
They were taken from the Lantern Street Orphanage, which you all are fairly familiar with due to the fact that it is located near the Ancient Anvil off Lantern Street. Yep, I just opened it for you, so there's a new dot that's there, and so it's there, and you do know that it's been there a long time. It has a lot of kids that are there as well.
Since we're a new adventuring party that we just newly minted tonight in a bar over ale.
Yep.
Is this something that we want to do? Because I can always use a little extra coin. I'm sure there's a reward or something for that.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested. Then I could stop doing this hillbilly act and open my laugh factory. Call it the Laugh Factory, because we create laughs.
They're traveling by rooftop.
I wonder if there's, I think I remember there's like a field, like a little forest area right behind the orphanage. I wonder if we should check that out.
Sure.
Is that like a little forest area good?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little, it's kind of like a park. So there's lots of trees there. You know that people will sometimes go down and sit there, and especially on a nice day after the water's been cleaned, we'll have picnics down there and whatnot. Somebody had asked too last week. I apologize. They asked if anybody used boats on this lake, and actually they do. There are people that go out and fish on the lake, and there are boats that are on there. So I think I misspoke last week. So I just wanted to let you know.
Imagine sailing's not too popular. Wouldn't be much wind down there.
Right, exactly. But there is people that go out on boats. There's rumors of a sea monster in there though, so some people are a little leery to go out there. But there are a few that do go out on boats.
Just head over there and take a look around.
Okay. So you all kind of get up and start to move out of the bar, and as you do, you hear a smattering of a couple people applause as you get up. Jester and Jack Brass, a couple hand claps as you get up, and one little whistle as you go to leave.
Thanks. Yep. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Thank you. And you guys kind of walk out. You all walk out of the bar there itself, and as you do, you see that the weather has really sort of turned kind of not great. It's sort of rainy and misty at night, and you can see the lanterns have been all lit out on the streets, but it sort of casts this sort of dark kind of feeling to it, and the water continues to pour down the streets. It's not time for the flood season yet, but it's still, it's obviously wet and cool and whatnot as you're going, and you see the sky is a little bit like you can see reflection of the lights onto these low clouds that are just hanging over the bowl of the cauldron at all, and the streets are kind of a little bit rain slicked, and it's kind of a little bit bleak and appearing at this point. You see most of the windows have been shuttered, and there's a few lights that burn in the windows themselves as people are burning the midnight oil at some point. So as you all start to work down the street, you guys are kind of making your way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go back in time here. So what's going to happen is we've gone back about a week or so now, and we are sort of at a position now where we see this dwarf kind of walking into the cauldron. He's paid his dues, and he's coming down the farmer's way and making his way. And Gassy, as you walk, you see the Church of St. Cuthbert in front of you as you're walking in, and you see people are looking at you, and you sort of get sort of an uneasy feeling because it's mostly humans that you see. You don't really see any dwarves around, and people just they're not rude, but they sort of look at you kind of funny as you walk in. But you see the nice warm approach of the church itself.
How are they treating me in the church or chapel?
Yeah, so when you walk into the church, it's a small church. It's not super big, but as you walk in, you do see that above the doors, it's kind of boldly, sort of inscribed, and it says, "Within the law lives hope." And as you walk in, you do see there's an older gentleman there, one of the clerics who's working, and he is there, and he kind of looks to you, and he says, "Good afternoon."
Good day.
Brother, you appear to be of the cloth. Is that true?
Yes, erroneous.
Ah, well, wonderful. It's nice to meet you. My name is Alec Turcival.
Gassy.
Pleasure, Gassy. Are you you must be new to town. You look a little out of place, or just not quite like you have an idea where you're going. You just sort of wandered in, it appears.
I didn't wander in.
Oh.
But yes, this was my destination because there's not a temple to Erroneous in town.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. That wasn't my intention. I apologize. Please forgive me. It's true. There's no Heronius here, but we're probably the closest you're going to get to your beliefs, and so you're more than welcome to worship here if you need to.
Thank you. Would it be possible to trade work for room and board?
Oh, of course. And he kind of nods. He says, "Are you good in the gardens?"
I am.
Thank goodness. We could use somebody to help out. Um, our, our leader, Sarsum, he's sort of left for the port city of Saserine. You're not from Saserine, are you?
No.
Well, he's been gone for quite some time, and he seemed to be our green thumb. And as much as I like Curlin and think that he can do a pretty good job, he's woefully terrible at taking care of plants, and usually they don't do well. So it'd be great if you don't mind. It'd be good for you to help us out.
Sure, I'll help out.
Do me a favor. There's a young boy here. He's only, he's probably a baby to you, but he's about 19, 20 years old. His name is Rufus Laro. If you could, he's in the back. He'll show you a place to go and where to be.
Great.
And as you walk into the church and through, you see that it's well taken care of. I mean, they probably maybe 50 or 100 patrons probably come here at time of prayer, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot. You do see Rufus. He's a very young a cleric in the back. His cloak and clothing is very new appearing. He's got some brown, sort of shaggy hair, and he kind of sees you coming, and he says, "Hello, sir. It's a pleasure."
Are you Rufus?
I am.
I take it you're to show me to my room.
Yes, please, follow me. And he kind of walks you down and takes you to a very Spartan sort of a cell of sorts. I mean, it's not actually a locked up cell, but a cell of a church. And he says, there's a bed and a table, and there's some candles there. And there is obviously a symbol to St. Cuthbert that's emblazoned on the wall. And he says, I hope this is okay for you. We don't have great accommodations.
This'll do. I'll take my backpack off. Ask him where to show me to the gardens.
Alrighty. He kind of takes you out there, and as he does, he says, I don't mean to pry, but where are you from?
I'm from Red Gorge. Why?
I always wanted to go to Red Gorge. I hear it's a beautiful place, and I hear there's a lot of dwarves that live there.
There's a fair number there, yes. I can't say that I've been out and about much for the last 200 years.
Wow, 200 years? Ooh,
yeah.
That's a lot of sunsets. Holy smokes. I love the sunset. Have you ever seen the sunset over the city of Cauldron?
I don't know.
It's no, you just got here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's the most beautiful thing. He says, we've got this tree garden. It's in the back, and you just kind of sit on the edge right on looking over Magma Street, and you get this beautiful glow that comes across, but you don't have the water. You don't have to worry about that. It's just the sunset setting. It's just beautiful. He's like, here, I'll show you. And he's kind of a very friendly guy, sort of follows you around. He seems very inquisitive about you and your culture, and even your god. He asks about Heronius and tries to get details. Just a very curious, energetic kid.
Great.
And so, for the,
we sit quietly on the bench together then.
Yeah, right, exactly. So he kind of sits with you and sort of respectfully listens to your stories about what you've done at your church and the, sort of the monastery. I think you said you were at a monastery of sorts, I think, before. And he just is generally inquisitive. He's, again, very polite and very respectful to you. And, you guys, for any time that you're at the church, you sort of kind of talk about things.
Done a lot of gardening, meditating, and chanting.
Yeah.
Those would be fascinating stories, I'm sure.
Well, he whether they are or aren't, he acts like he's genuinely interested. In the beginning, you didn't really maybe believe him, but he does seem to be very interested. Maybe he doesn't get to talk to a lot of people or something, but seems like an all-around good kid.
I start to like him.
Yeah. So then we sort of fast forward. Jack Brass, you have been in darkness for a very, very long time. Matter of fact, as long as you can remember. And suddenly brightness comes into your eyes, and you see this person, this thing, sitting in front of you. His hair is all disheveled, and he's got kind of a funny look to him, and he's just doesn't look quite right. And he's got like somewhat pointy ears and whatnot. As you're sitting in this shop of trinkets and all these things that are around. It's been a couple weeks prior to to last night.
What does this squishy thing?
He just kind of looks at you.
Hello, squishy thing.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, you're looking at Jack Brass.
I reach out to touch his nose.
Oh, hey, that hurts.
So Jester, you see this thing has now come to life as you've just paid for it to the person, because he told you it was like this wonderful machine, but he couldn't really get it to work very well. It seems to backfire, and he had powered it down, several years ago because it just didn't work well.
Really stinks when it backfires, but I'll pay money for it. Is this going to protect me? It looks like you can take a half work.
You hear a loud horn, sort of bells. Brrr.
Jack grabs the horn and he starts blowing it. Brrr, brrr.
You see, Jack, when they come up on stage and they try and, give me wedgies, they throw drinks at me.
The shop owner says, "Sorry, there's no refunds. You've given me the coin. He's yours. Congratulations." And he walks away.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
That was your life savings too, right? Your inheritance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all right. Dean told me there'd be days like this. All right, come on, Jack.
As you start to leave, the guy at the shop says, "Hey, you know what? I you don't really have any coin left, so I know you can't really get it fixed at the typical shops, but just down the street a little ways is the Ancient Anvil. They're not great. They don't do a super job, and there's a lady in there who thinks she's really good, but she's really not. But I guess maybe she could help you out with it."
Yeah, I typically do business with people that aren't really good.
He's like, "Oh, yeah, I know what you mean." He goes, "Hey, wait a minute."
Oh, yeah, not you, of course. No,
Oh, okay,
no.
all right, okay.
Come on, Jack. Stop blowing in the horn.
Brrr.
And so you see that you kind of walk out, and the building you just walked out of was Tygot's Old Things, and it's kind of a gnomish kind of guy that's sitting there, and he has like this dog, but the dog has sort of weird eyes. They're sort of like white and glazed over, and you assume they're probably cataracts, but he kind of talks to the dog incessantly and sits in all these old furniture and things like that.
Never trust a gnome, Jack. Never trust a gnome. I got a gnome joke. You want to hear a gnome joke, Jack?
No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's go over to this Ancient Anvil. So we'll walk over to the Ancient Anvil.
All right, sounds good. So you guys kind of walk over there, and as you do, you see that the building is a very small building. The workshop is part of the and work tables are part of the main shop floor, and you do see a female in there, and she's working on this hilt of a sword, or the pommel of the sword, and she's kind of putting in these. She's got her jeweler glasses on, and she's intricately working on these jewels into the pommel. As you open up the door, this billowing heat just comes pouring out of the building, and it's probably about 20 degrees hotter inside than it is on the outside. And the door opens, and Eris, as you're there, you hear that door open.
Hey, just a minute. I'm right in the middle of something. I'll get right to you.
Okay. I'm hiding behind Jack. Let him soak up the heat.
Okay, gotcha.
Holy moly. What are you?
Oh, this is Jack. He's gonna blow on his horn. Plug your ears. Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't think you did that time. All right. Yeah, I just spent my life savings on him to protect me from getting, wedgies and food thrown at me when I do my joke routine.
Where did you get him?
Fix him. Oh, Ty got old things. He's a gnome down the street. Not very good.
Oh, yeah. I know Tygot. He probably ripped you off, but this is brilliant. Does he talk?
He talks and blows in a horn. That's about it.
I'm like all over him, trying to figure out what he is.
This one can speak.
Wow. Well, where did you come from? I know. Sorry, what was your name? I'm looking at you, Jester.
Oh, I'm Nar, but I go by Jester too. I do a hillbilly half elf routine. I don't know. You may have heard of me.
Oh, you're a performer?
Yep. Yeah, I prefer dramatic readings, but it really doesn't make me any money, and so yeah, I do this hillbilly half elf thing. That's why I look the way I am. This is a disguise.
And your friend here is part of your act, which I'm still like fascinated with the runes on him.
Yeah, she's checking everything out and looking and.
Yeah, he's part of my act. Well, he's gonna be my defense that keeps me from getting wedgies from half orcs. It's a long story. Half orc jerk and didn't scan the room first.
Yeah, that does not sound pleasant.
Yeah. So it was between new underwear or Jack here, so I went with Jack. I figured I'll just make the old underwear work until I can make some money.
So, what do you need?
I was gonna see if you could get him to do something other than say 2 words or blow on the horn. Maybe see if you can reprogram him.
2 words.
Looks like he's working fine to me.
Oh, all right. Is there any kind of maintenance I should do on him?
It looks like he's a little rusted up a bit.
Any oil I could borrow? I'll polish him up and.
Well, sure. If you can get me tickets to your next performance.
Oh yeah, I can get you tickets to that for sure.
Yeah, I'll get some oil and.
Yep, she grabs an oil can and starts working on some joints and things like that. And...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some gnome jokes at my next show. That's what I'm working on.
Oh yeah, work in the fact that Tygot is just a horrible, horrible thief.
Yeah, so they're gonna be Tygot inspired. I'm gonna use his name.
You guys kind of continue to kind of work on that, and as that happens on, so we're going to kind of go out, and it's been probably I'd say about 2.5 months or so prior to the time that we were in the bar, and we are now, you kind of see the city of Saserine, which is a port city that is definitely to the north. A lot of ships come and go. There's islands that are sort of connected with bridges that form the city, and the buildings sort of sit over the water. They don't necessarily have much worried about floods and things like that because the sea that it's on is fairly stable and has a very safe harbor. And you see this large gentleman sort of screaming at a very disheveled, pockmarked human, and he says, "I'm going to get you! Come back here!" And you see the pockmarked guy is just literally running down the street, and as he is, you hear people sort of yelling and kind of chasing this gentleman, and there's a guy sitting there with a horse and whatnot. As the pockmarked kid runs by, and the guy on the horse says, "You look like you're in trouble."
I got this.
I don't think so. You better get in. That guy's going to beat the crap out of you.
He's on a horse or a wagon?
He's on a horse. Yeah, he's on a horse. He doesn't have a wagon. Sorry. It's kind of he's on his own saddle. He's like, "You better get up here."
I'll vault up and behind him then.
So you kind of jump up on the back, and you hear the guy's running. He's got a bunch of people behind him. He's like, "Come back here, Lee! You better come back here!" You sort of scramble across, and you barely get halfway up there, and you accidentally kick the horse in the hind leg, and he starts taking off as you're hanging on, and the horse goes, "Whoa, easy, buddy! That's a little crazy there." He's like, "I hope you're heading towards Cauldron."
That's exactly where I'm heading.
And he quickly takes off, and you hear the guy, the big guy's kind of screaming in the background as you go, and you're kind of dodging through the streets of Saserine. And finally, as you guys kind of get towards the edge of the town, he sort of slows down. You're still sort of laying on your belly across the back of the horse's rump, and he kind of slows down. He says, "I think we're okay." He kind of had his arm sort of wrapped around behind you, and he says, "You all right back there?"
Yep, doing just great.
Yeah, that's not the guy you want to mess with, my friend. What were you thinking? Bad news, man. Bad news. That guy's not going to let you just get away. He's going to track you down.
It wasn't my fault. Blame the city guards.
I don't know. I've heard differently. I have to be honest with you, but if that's your story, that's your story, right?
Exactly.
He says, "My name's Morgran Dawnlight. It's good to meet you."
Good to meet you too.
Like, do you know?
I'm Lee.
All right, Lee. You know how to ride a horse?
That's what we're doing, isn't it?
Well, sort of. Do you mind sitting up on this thing and sitting kind of normal for me?
Sure.
So over the next several days, you sort of make your way along the jungle, the forest, and on the main road. Morgran is sort of an odd dude. He's kind of a roamer. He kind of tries to see the world, and he kind of tells you he's never been to Cauldron, and he likes to try to help out people if he does. But he's dealt with the brute before, and has said that he's seen him, obviously kill some people in the past that have double crossed, and he tries to keep his distance and hadn't seen him in quite some time. He finally brings you over towards the west gate as you guys come up to the city, and you see they're sort of taking a register of names and things like that. And Morgran says, I think you'll be all right here. I don't think he comes over here too often.
Yeah, this looks like an excellent place.
They get up there, and they ask for his name.
Where are we again?
This is Cauldron. This is the city of Cauldron.
Oh,
Good
right. Yeah, I've got some people here.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that's good to know. Do you mind if I stay with you? I mean, they don't mind, do they? I'm always looking for a way to, not pay for an in room.
Sure.
Oh, okay, great. And he comes up and to the guard. He says, "Yeah, Morgran Dawnlight. Yep, just my horse I have to claim." And you hear the city guard goes, "Okay," and he kind of writes it down. He says, "That'll be 1 silver piece." He's like, "What? I gotta pay to get in?" The guard says, "Yeah, I mean, you do." He's like, "Oh my gosh!" So he kind of digs around in his pouch and digs out a silver piece and gives it to the guard. And the guard looks to you and Lee, and he says, "Your name?"
Lee, I'm with him.
Oh, okay, good. That'll be a silver piece for you too, sir. Kind of holds out his hand, expecting to get some coin. Says, "Sir, it's just a silver. That's all it is. It's not like I'm asking for a gold or anything."
All right, I'll dig in and find 10 coppers.
Alrighty, so you kind of hand him 10 copper, and he sort of looks at his hand, and he looks up to you, and he says, "Thank you, sir. I appreciate that." And Morgan kind of looks at you, and you guys get through the way, and you're on Mayor's Way, and he says, "You don't have any silver?" He says, "That's rude of me." He reaches in his pouch and hands you a silver. He says, "I'm the one who brought you here. You shouldn't have to pay."
No, that's okay. I was heading down this way anyway.
No, please. I just go ahead and take a silver. It was great to have company on my trip. I appreciate it. I know you weren't coming this way, but traveling's lonely by yourself sometimes. I insist.
I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. And he kind of brings you along, and you see he kind of goes around the Obsidian Avenue, kind of all around the southern way, and kind of comes back up and around the other side. And he's kind of talking. He's like, "Yeah, where's your kin? Like the people that you know here."
Oh, they're just a couple streets over.
Oh, okay. And
You know what? They're not the overly trusting type. So I tell you what, if you want to wait here for just a minute and let me slip over there and talk to them and make sure that they're okay with you, and just let them know. I don't want to surprise them, you know.
Sure. He kind of stops. He's kind of made his way down the magma because he thought the other way was too high, and he's near kind of the middle Wand Street and magma right there, and he sort of stops, and you see there's a bunch of buildings there and whatnot.
I'm going to slip down off the horse. So just wait here. I'll be back in just a few minutes, okay?
Of course. And he kind of sits there and sort of pats the horse, and he sees a couple walk by. He says, "Good day, people. Nice to see you." And they just continue to walk and kind of look at him unusually.
I am slipping down some alleys.
Uh-huh.
And disappearing.
So you slip down a few alleys and whatnot, and you come to the back of this store, and you see that that the door is partially open. You can feel some heat kind of pouring out, and it feels pretty warm, and you don't really hear anything inside, and it sounds pretty quiet.
Looks like an excellent place. See if I can find some way to get up onto like an attic space or something that I can stay hidden for a while until the guy with the horse disappears.
Sure. So you kind of climb up into the attic, and as you do, you're kind of up in there, and you're peering out of the window of the at the steeple of the building at the top of the building, peeking out. You can see him there, and he's kind of looking around, and he's kind of nodding to people and whatnot, and you hear him yell off in the distance, Lee, where are you? Hey, Lee. And you see he kind of wanders down a few streets the way you went, trying to look for you and pulling his horse around. And after about 30 minutes or so, he just sort of kind of shrugs and starts to move down the street. As that happens, you see somebody enters in through the store below you, and you see it's a female, and she's got a piece of a shield that's there, and there's a bunch of gems that she has on it, and she's kind of eyeing it, and she sort of sets it down on the table right underneath you and continues to kind of work on it. So Eris, you continue to work on the shield. It's weird the door was open a little bit more than what you remember for the store when you come back, but you kind of look around the shop. It's a small store. You don't really see anything necessarily, and kind of working on that shield. The shield's difficult. It's hard to get the gems in. You've been very frustrated. The proprietor of your shop had told you that it wasn't good enough, and he told you to come back and continue to work on it.
So I don't. Other than the door being a little bit open, I don't see anybody in the...
You can do a perception check if you want to, and we can see if you can see him.
Roll low.
I'm not very good at it.
So, yeah, you look around, and you don't really see anything, and nothing's really out of place. Everything's where it's supposed to be.
Okay, then I'll continue working, cursing in Dwarven. And the dwarves.
Right. So you continue to work on the shield, and you feel like things are coming along. And Lee, do you just stay up in the rafters for a while?
Yes. And the first opportunity that like she steps out or something, I'm going to see if I can slip out the window and get away. But I will remember the spot because it's going to be like my Thursday night sleeping spot.
All right, sounds good. So you kind of slip out, and because you can hear she sounds like she's done with the shield, and kind of makes her way out, and then you go out. So you, for the next few weeks, continue to come back Monday and Thursday and sleep here. And Eris, you do notice that there's certain times where like something will maybe be moved. You're very particular about things, and it's very unusual to you. It's very suspicious that things would be moved. Nothing's taken, but something may be moved here or there or whatnot. And one day you kind of come in, and Lee, go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me. So you kind of come in, and as you do, you see some subtle movement up in the rafters as you kind of walk in the front door. A little bit of cloth moves in a direction and hides in a shadow.
Oh, great. Rats again. The stupid dwarves stuck me over here. I'll go up there. I'll take like one of the swords that's laying around and just like poke at it to try to get it to fall down.
So there's like she's down there trying to poke a sword up at you there, Lee, and you're trapped up in the corner, and you see she keeps working her way towards your direction.
Hey, careful down there. Rat catcher up here trying to catch rats.
Oh. Hey, we don't have a rat catcher. Come down here. What are you doing?
Oh, there it goes, right out the windows. I'll catch it. Don't worry. And I'm out the window.
I try to catch him.
All right, he got you. So you kind of run out the other side, and you see him on the outside the window, and you walk around, and he's there, and he's kind of hanging, just drops down right in front of you.
Okay, buddy. What is the deal?
You're not buying the rat catcher bit, are you?
Not in the slightest.
Would you believe I'm trying to be a cat?
You're not doing a very good job at it.
Look, I just needed a place to stay last night, okay? And it looked like a nice safe spot to sleep.
You didn't steal anything, did you?
Nope, not a thief.
What's your opinion on dwarves?
They're burly, surly, and entirely too much into themselves.
What do you look like right now? Are you kind of like Shaggy?
I am. My appearance is pockmarked and scarred. I wear a patch over over my right eye with a scar that runs diagonally from the top or from my right temple down underneath the patch and down to the corner of my mouth. So it looks like I'm always scowling or snarling. My clothes are slightly better than rags, unclean but not vermin-ridden, and I have shockingly golden yellow hair that stands out as if it's sunbeams in all directions.
Well, it looks like... Yeah, you needed a place to stay, right?
Yeah, I just needed a place to stay last night.
Okay, well, if you need another place, if you need to stay, another night, maybe we can work something out. Like, maybe you clean up the shop for me so I don't have to, so that I can focus on what I'm doing. If we work that out, and maybe I can let you stay once or twice a week.
Sure, that would work.
You just can't steal anything.
I'm not a thief.
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Eris. Who are you?
Lee Batard.
So as you two kind of sort of form this sort of friendship that's here, and next several weeks go by, and then just going back even a little bit farther, Eris, about 10 years ago, you were at the town, and you're kind of working and trying to ply your wares, and this dwarf comes up to you. He has a large birthmark on his face, and he kind of sees your work, and he says, "That's nice work, dear. It looks like you could use a job. What do you think?" Zenith Splinter Shield. Nice to meet you.
Well, it's nice to meet you too, sir.
We got this. We're trying to break into this cauldron town. Trying to get our business in here with our armory, and things are pretty wrapped up with the other group here. That one that's pretty much monopolized the weapon business, and we need somebody who can kind of kind of jazz things up a little bit. So I'd like you to come work for us.
Well, that would be great. I mean, working for the dwarves, you do such fantastic work. I would love to work for you.
You're right. We do great work. I agree. And this town isn't going to believe what they're going to see once we get this done. And even though you're not dwarf, we'll make it work. And you got a lot to learn. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I know I do.
I'm going to put you in a great shop. It's in a really nice area. You're going to love it. And we'll make some money together, right?
Great. Are you going to sponsor me into the guild?
Which guild are you talking about?
Well, the Weaponsmith Guild.
Oh, and you see, as you say that, his eyes got really big, like he thought you were going to say a different guild. And when you said the Weaponsmith Guild, his eyes, he sort of relaxed. He goes, oh yeah, of course, the Weaponsmith Guild. Yeah, what was I thinking? Like, yeah, Well, you gotta be really good at it. But yeah, maybe, and yeah, sure. He's like, come with me, kid.
All right.
And he literally like kind of walks down the street, and you're up at Magma Avenue, pretty nice. He's right outside his shop and whatnot, and he starts to walk you down. You go to Lava Avenue, and you see the buildings are getting more and more sort of dilapidated and stuff. And he walks over to this place, and it's got a sort of a sign there with an anvil that's kind of hanging down. It's only on one chain. It's sort of half hanging there, and he goes, well, here you go. This is going to be your shop. It's the Ancient Anvil. You can use all the tools that's in there. You look inside, and a lot of the tools are rusted and everything. And he says, but I expect you to do 2 pieces of metalwork a week, all right? I want nice gems in it, and if you don't do it right, you don't get paid.
You're going to provide the materials? And this place is a dump.
Well, it's a fixer-upper, I think, don't you? And we'll give you the materials, that's fine, but you'll have to fix this up.
Well, yeah. I appreciate the opportunity to work for, someone as talented as you.
Yeah. I agree. But anyways, if you don't do a good job, I'm kicking you out.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I do an excellent job.
I'm sure you do. I mean, your stuff looks pretty nice. And remember, I mean, you got to make some coin because we got that tax that's coming up. They just started that new yearly gold piece tax, and you got to pay that.
I will.
Plus
I'm good about paying my debt.
Yeah, and you can't stay here. Nobody's allowed to stay in this place, okay?
Well, I'm looking at. I don't think anybody would want to stay in this place.
That's right. I mean, the mayor's pretty nice. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to pay a residence tax on this building. This is a business. You understand?
Of course.
And no parties.
In this place, no. I understand.
All right. He's like, make sure you do your work, and oh yeah, you need to come up and get the supplies back from the other shop when you're ready to start.
I will bring the supplies down here.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
So, 5-10 years goes by, and about 5 years or so, and he kind of comes over to you, and he says, Eris, you've done a nice job. I'm really proud of you. You've really kind of helped us with the business,
I know. I've put a lot of sweat into this shop.
You have, and I got to tell you, the replacement of your tools has really increased your work, and it was. I know I didn't want to buy them, but it looks good.
Well, a craftsman has to have the best tools to do the best work.
You still living off a lava street?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, we need to get you into a better place. I don't like you being down there. It makes me nervous,
Well, you're the one that pays me. You know what I can afford.
Yeah, but it's so hard to break through this monopoly. Everybody in this town wants to buy from those people. It's frustrating. So, but anyways, hey, I want to let you know that I gotta go. There's some rumors of some Drugar and things down in the Underdark that it's really kind of in my craw, and I'm going to go down there and I'm going to help join this group and clean it out. I think, I got to be honest, I think that they're possessed. I think there's like some demons or something that's really kind of got them going. So I'm going to go out there, clean them up. I'm a pretty good adventurer, and I'll be back, all right? Probably a week or two at the most.
What group are you going with?
I'm going with this group. They're called the Striders, I think they are, or something like that, a Farfagon or something. I don't know. They came into my shop, told me that that they were heading into the Underdark, and I've been wanting to go down there for a couple years to clean up this mess. And it's what Morden would want me to do. He told me.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But how are you getting to the Underdark?
Oh, there's caves everywhere. It's pretty easy to get there. You've not been in the undersides of the cauldron before?
I don't go down there. It smells disgusting.
It does smell disgusting, but that's the Underdark, so it's all good. Now you stay up here, keep working. You're doing a great job, and when I get back, we'll talk about that apartment. Maybe see if we get you something up on maybe Magma Street or something.
All right, you be safe. I'll be waiting.
You too. And you see he goes away, and so 2 weeks ends up being 5 years. You've obviously met your friends with Lee and Gossi and Jester, and you guys have sort of been meeting up at the bar at this point. And we are back to where we were before. So you guys have now walked out of the bar that you were in before. You're kind of walking down the street, and you see the rain is falling, and you can feel that cold air on your guys' shoulders as you're walking down the street, and kind of continue down, heading towards, which way were you guys heading again?
I think we were going down Trumpet Street, Middle Trumpet Street.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yep. So you guys are kind of making your way down there, and kind of coming up to Lava Street and working that way as well, and so you guys kind of come around the corner there. And again, the streets are fairly quiet. There's not a whole lot of people out there.
Once we get down to these lower rings, we don't see as many guards and things walking around, right?
Yeah, you don't see any guards, actually. So, and that's why you all kind of walk as a group as you're heading back. And you sort of make your way down Ash Street and whatnot. And you do have that kind of, you can see some smoke coming out of the chimneys, right? And the water's sort of splashing, and you can hear kind of water's pouring down. And just then you sort of hear this scream from a nearby alley, just kind of screams out. He's like, "No!"
Oh. Which direction?
So it's to the north, so it'd actually be right here. There.
You must have paid to hear that Carl lute player.
Well, I guess we all start running that direction, eh?
So as you all start making your way that way, you can hear some like sounds of scuffling and cursing and whatnot, and you sort of get to the alley. And how do you want to approach the alley itself? Just kind of run full bore.
Yeah, run full bore.
All
Is
right.
it dark, or can those of us that can't normally see in the dark see okay?
It's dark. But you can see down the alleyway. It's very shadowy and whatnot. So, but there are lights that are here in the streets. So, it's kind of like if you were running down like streets that have not a lot of lighting. So there's shadows and whatnot, but you can see. As you kind of come around the corner, you see what is a gentleman is kind of laying on the ground, a young guy, and he's in sort of some purple robes, and he's sort of spread out, and you see two people are standing over him, and their faces are painted in a very sort of a black and white, almost a mask, and you see him kind of punching on this guy as he's down on the ground, and you kind of hear him kind of saying, please don't hit me, stop punching me, what are you doing? And they kind of continue to punch at the far end of the alleyway. Towards what is that street? Lava Street. You see there's another one of the guys with the painted face, and he's just sort of standing, he got his back up against the wall, kind of looking in both directions. He doesn't really see you all necessarily, and you hear one of the attacker kind of growls down and kind of pushes him down, and he says, stay away from the orphanage, you got that? And the guy says, yeah, I will, please stop hitting me.
I'm gonna say out loud, 2-on-1 doesn't seem very fair, does it?
And you see one of them immediately looks over to you, and he looks to you and he says, Mind your own business, buddy. This has nothing to do with you, I promise. Just keep moving.
Do we recognize the guy on the ground at all, or anything about him?
So you see that he does have a symbol. The symbol that he wears around his neck appears to be a religious symbol that's on the ground, and he immediately kind of looks up as Lee says that, and you can see he's got sort of some scraggly brown hair. He looks pretty young, probably 1920, something like that, and he's kind of looking up towards you all, and
I rush in and tell these guys to stop beating on Rufus.
All right, so you kind of run in there, and one of them looks at you and he says, "What? Go away, dwarf. Come on. This isn't your land. You're not even supposed to be in this town."
Hey, that may be true, but you guys need to lay off of this guy. He didn't do anything.
They see now that there's 3 or 4 of you, and obviously Jack Brass probably coming up behind you, and they sort of start to back up, and they're like, "Hey, we got no beef with y'all. We just had to let Rufus, right? He just kind of goes, yeah, that's my name. We just wanted to make sure that he knew what was going on, all right? I suggest you don't mess with us."
What is going on?
He needs to stay away from the orphanage, okay? You too, if you're working with him.
Well, I don't work with him, but he's a nice fella from the St. Cuthbert's Church, so I don't see why you'd be beating on him. And what's your business at the orphanage?
We don't have any business. We're just telling him he needs to stay away. All right? He just kind of slowly starts backing up. No? What do you mean, no?
I want to know what your business with the orphanage is.
He kind of looks at his buddy. And
what's the face paint for?
Like, the face paint? Oh, this is, you're not from this town, are you? I expected he would be a little bit smarter than that. But let me just put it this way. If you see anybody in this face paint, I recommend that you don't really mess with them, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
So take off, leave Rufus alone, and go back to whatever rock you came out from under.
You see he sort of kind of looks, and he's like, big man, and turns around, and he's like, come on, guys. And as he does, you hear him say to the guy that's sort of standing there, he's like, Neelis, come on, let's go. And you see they kind of run down Lava Street and go off to the left.
Neelis, I used his name.
And Rufus kind of stands up and he looks at you and he says, thanks, I appreciate that. Gassy, what are you doing out so late?
I was just watching my friend here perform. It's really quite funny.
Really? He kind of wipes off his clothes and you see he's kind of all mud covered now from his robes and he's trying to get them clean. He's like, I can't did that.
What were they talking about? Sorry, go ahead.
Jenya, and you know Jenya's the acting high priest. She took over for Sacrum from the church. He says, Jenya sent me down to kind of console the kids and the staff members. They were all scared, and I was going to pull the night shift and kind of help them out, for the nightmares and stuff. And I was there, and it was time to go home because everybody was sleeping, and the thugs ambushed me and dragged me into this alley. I thought I was dead.
Who are those guys?
That's the last laugh. The Guild.
What's that? Thieves Guild.
Yeah, the Thieves Guild. And as he says last laugh, you hear off in the distance across Lava Avenue on the building immediately across, you hear laughing. Somebody like a female laughing out loud. And as you look, you see there's a female, looks like a human, sort of, it's not short like a halfling or a gnome or anything, sitting there, and her face is painted, just like theirs were, and she's just sitting there, and she's sort of kind of flipping almost like a dagger up in the air in her hands, and she's kind of looking down to you, and she's got her hand on her leg, and she looks, and she says, "That's right, the last laugh."
Hey, Jester, do you know that?
The last laugh? No, I don't. But they really need to get a mirror because their makeup's horrible. I'm gonna do prestidigitation to help Rufus out. So
Alrighty.
jazz hands.
Nice. I like
Presto.
it. He's all cleaned up, and she kind of looks and she says, "Well done. Well done, well done." And she sort of does like a little bit of a clap on the side, and she says, "I am so glad the cleric lives, but he only lives because I wished him to live, not because of your misplaced bravado." And she just sort of smiles, and she kind of points down at Rufus and says, "Take these words back to your temple, priest. The children are lost and no longer St. Cuthbert's concern." And with that, you see she sort of stands up. She gives you a quick salute with her hand, turns around, and starts jumping from rooftop to rooftop.
I'm pretty sure that was a sarcastic clap.
I hit her with
I've had a couple rough
spidey
nights.
trace.
I think I'm gonna get them.
I'm
Was that
thinking
Lee?
more along the lines of the Riddler.
Right? What was that, Lee?
I said I shoot her with a spider trace so I can track her.
All right, sounds good. So you do see that she kind of disappears over the buildings. Rufus kind of looks and he says, I think they're going to come after me.
What would their interest be in the orphans?
I don't know. Again, I'm just here to help the kids. I have no idea.
Well, let's get you back to the church.
Okay. And he again looks over to Jester and he says, "Thanks for cleaning my clothes. That was pretty cool."
Oh, no problem.
I'm Rufus. Nice to meet you. He puts his hand out.
It's nice to meet you.
Gassy, who else do you have here with you?
This fine young lady here is Eris. You've met
Ma'am?
Jester.
Hi.
Lee is this guy with the bow.
Hello.
And that big metal fella, his name is Jack.
Hi, Jack. Is there somebody inside that suit?
I don't know.
We're not sure.
Oh, okay. Hello, Jack. Lee. Eris. Okay. He says, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, let's go back and talk to Jenya. You guys, I assume, are heading back with him then?
Yes, let's escort him back.
Okay, so as you continue, it continues to rain and drizzle and whatnot, and you get back to the church, and as you walk in, Rufus is like, immediately as the doors open, he's like, Jenya, and you see one of the acolytes kind of comes and he says, "Shh, she's sleeping." He's like, "You got to wake her up." And he looks at all of you and he says, "They're with me." And so he goes and gets her, and she comes back, and the acolyte comes back and he says, please, she would see you in your chambers. And so he takes you in there, and as you guys sit down, they bring some warm blankets for you because it's cool and whatnot, and give you some towels to dry off, and they sort of hand you a cup of tea there. And you see Jenya's female. She's human, probably in her 30s. She's very well put together. Even though you woke her up in the middle of the night, she's dressed in her ceremonial plate that she wears whenever she receives anybody, with her sort of emblem on and whatnot. And she sits down at the table and asks you to sit down. And she says, "What happened?"
Rufus didn't explain that. Well, he was jumped in an alley and we sort of stopped it. We just kind of wonder, these guys were painted with black and white faces, and Rufus says they're with the Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
What would they be? What would they want with the orphans?
She kind of sits and she says, "I don't know. I'm not sure, but I do want to say, thank you so much for helping Rufus. I I probably shouldn't have sent them out in the evening and whatnot. We've just never had any problems with the Thieves Guild here. They usually respect us and leave us be. And you see, she kind of goes over and puts a kind of a log on the fire that's in her room and kind of warms it up. And she says, I'm not sure. She says, but I'm concerned about the children.
One said that they were no longer your concern, or St. Cuthbert's concern.
You know how it is. Sometimes people will try to scare you away, but it's always good to keep vigilant and to do things the right thing, right? Law dictates it. It says, so here's the story. So 4 children were kidnapped from the orphanage about 3 nights ago. You've heard the story, right, about them?
Just brief rumor.
Well, the kids, they're good kids. I go there often to kind of teach the ways of St. Cuthbert, and it was Deacon and Evelyn and Lucinda and Taram, and they they seem to be sort of this connection with all these other disappearances. We've just never had kids taken before, and it's just very strange. So the weird thing is the orphanage, it has 2 common bed chambers, right? There's a room for girls on the second floor, or they're both on the second floor, and there's one for boys, and 2 of the children were taken from each room, so they took two girls and 2 boys. And the worrisome thing is no one saw. None of the other children saw anything, and none of the resident staff heard or saw anything either. The orphanage, it has barred windows, and it's got excellent locks protecting the doors, and the warden, the mistress, she locks the doors to the kids' rooms because you know how kids can be after midnight, right? They kind of will sneak out and get into trouble, and she's got to sleep for the day. So she's even said that the doors were locked that night. She locks them every day. So I have to be honest, in the wake of these kidnappings, the church has publicly vowed that we're going to locate any of these missing children, and we're going to bring the kidnappers to justice. So we wanted to make sure that we did that.
Or perhaps you could have a chat with the head of the Thieves Guild and find out what's going on.
Maybe. Possibly. I guess that I have this powerful artifact in my church vault, and I went and prayed with it, and Sacram's supposed to use it, but he told me I could use it if I ever needed to, and I ask where the children were where that got abducted from the orphanage, and St. Cuthbert spoke to me. Do you think maybe you could help me find them or get them back?
I will. I'll look to my friends.
Oh, I'll help.
Yeah, I'll definitely help. Is there, mole down and out. Is there any coin in this?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of reward, right?
Well, it's children, right? I mean, the church. Sure, yes, the church will reward you. That's fine. I don't mind doing that. And she says I can offer you some coin, and I maybe even something better. And she kind of gets up, and she walks over to her dresser that's there, and she pulls open the drawer, and it's a very deep drawer, and you see her kind of moving through, and she says, here, and she pulls out these bottles, these potion bottles, and she hands one to each of you, and she says, this is a healing potion, and you see it's got the symbol of St. Cuthbert on the actual potion bottle, and she says, it's not much, I know that, but consider it a kind of an advance, and I'll see how much coin we can spare from the church.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll help the kids.
And as you guys say that, she says, and she reaches in and pulls something out of her pocket, and she hands it to Gassy and says, this is what St. Cuthbert had told me, and I couldn't really figure it out, but maybe it'll help you. He hands you a note that has some things scribbled on it. While you're looking at that, Gassy, I just have it for you right now. There's a potion of greater healing for each of you in the party sheet.
I better write that down.
Okay. You want to share with the rest of the group too?
Yep. The locks are key to finding them. Look beyond the curtain, below the cauldron. Beware the doors with teeth. Descend into the malachite hold, where precious life is bought with gold. Half a dwarf binds them, but not for long.
Do I know if there is a Keysmith in town?
There is. There's a very famous locksmith in town. His name is Gelv. His shop is off of the old Obsidian, I believe. I gotta find it here. I can't remember exactly where his shop's at. No, it's on Lava Avenue, over by the Middle Tome Street and the Low Tome Street in the southwest corner, a little green place. He's renowned for having great locks and locksmithing abilities. He's usually a very busy guy. She says, I really appreciate that. And, I think it'd probably be pretty helpful, for y'all to figure this out. And I'm tired of these abductions or these missing kidnappings. It's got to be kidnapping. And then she says, I have something else for you too. And she goes over and she grabs some papers, and as she hands it, she says, I've been compiling lists of the kidnap victims, and I'm not sure if it's helpful, but here's the list. And I apologize, the list is a little bright. I will put it on our website. Been a busy couple months.
All of these people have disappeared in the last few months?
Yeah, they have.
And the mayor hasn't sent out search parties or anything?
Yes, he sent out search parties. They searched the woods. They've even gone down into the underside of Cauldron and looked around, but nobody knows. I mean, it's baffling, right? I mean, you can see why people are scared. I mean, look at these lists. I mean, there's 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 91-year-olds and and there's gnomes and humans and halflings. It's mind-boggling.
I heard about this magical disease that was 75 years ago or something that was causing people to disappear. Do you think it could be something like that?
Maybe. I mean, it's possible. It could be. You're talking about the vanishing?
Yeah, the vanishing.
Yeah, I've read about that in my books. I'm not sure the people think it was people disappearing. I don't know. It was mostly gnomes, though. It wasn't affecting others. Oh my gosh. She kind of jumps back as Jack Brass says something or laughs, cries. What was that?
Oh, this is my bodyguard, Jack Brass.
Does he just blurt out like that every once in a while?
Yeah, it's better than when he backfires.
Oh. Yeah, I bet.
It was a little weird, though. What do you know, Jack? You know something about the gnomes?
Maybe he's reacting because of Tygot.
Yeah, I do gnome jokes sometimes.
I think he's broken, she says.
This one is not malfunctioning at this time.
Okay, he's weird.
Yeah, we've been working on him.
Okay. Kind of sits back down and she says, "I am so sorry." And she gets back up and she grabs the warm tea off of the fire and she starts to pour more tea for anybody that needs some more tea.
So the first one, they took mostly gnomes?
Well, the vanishing was mostly gnomes, but that was 75 years ago. I mean, that's not anything recent. I mean, now, as you can see, as you look down these lists, it's just all kinds. It's not just gnomes. That's why I really don't think this is related to the vanishing. I mean, there's some dwarves in there and half-elves. And
How do we get down to the Undercauldron?
There's many different ways. I mean, there's typically from buildings and things. You can get in there, and there's famous places that'll let you down, and some people pay to go down there. But surprised you haven't been down yet. Most of them have been blocked off, but there are ways.
Well, do you know of one that we could get down without having to pay?
I don't really go down there. I think I could ask Percival and see if he knows. Home for the night, unfortunately, but
yeah, it may help in the future.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'm sorry I don't have much more information for you. I wish I did. It's late, and maybe the notes I have and the kidnapping list, maybe that'll help you. I don't know.
Do we know where an entrance to this place is?
Which one?
The Undercauldron.
There are some entrances, but I think Percival would probably know better than I would. I haven't really been down there, so he may be back in the morning.
Okay. I guess, you guys want to stay here tonight, or?
There are rooms. I mean, they're not, Gassy can tell you they're not the the biggest of rooms, but they have a bed and a curtain to pull. And
Sure, I'm good with staying here.
In a church? I guess free is free, right?
Yeah.
I have a room down off of Lava Street, though.
I'm just thinking it might be better if we start off together in the morning instead of having to gather together somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was thinking I wouldn't perform tonight. I got that darn flame stick dude again dancing around.
Carl.
Ah,
so you all kind of find a spot to sleep and whatnot, and kind of get some sleep throughout the night. You wake up in the morning, and when you wake up, you see that Rufus is in the common area, and he already has out some bowls of what looks like some sort of like an oatmeal that he has there, and there's some drink that's there that appears to be probably a water of some sort, or just plain water. And he says, "Good morning. Please, I made breakfast."
thanks.
Of course, I'm really thankful for you guys all helping me out. I was, I have to be honest, I was a bit frightened.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Really kind of worried that that going to be the end of my life, and I'm pretty young. I've got a lot to see, and I'm hoping to get to Red Gorge and see the monastery that Gassy was at. It sounds so exciting.
I bet you'll make it there.
Yeah, I hope
I
so.
pat him on the back and smile.
Thanks.
I'll start eating.
Already, it's porridge. I mean, it's oatmeal, but it's good. There's a little bit of a kind of a sweet taste to it. Maybe a little bit of honey that he put into it.
And I'll pretend those are raisins.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So we don't know of any place named Curtains or familiar with Curtains, huh? Just thinking of the behind the curtain part.
Oh,
Sure.
like maybe there's a shop that sells curtains?
Yeah, something along those lines. Is Percival around?
Is not. It says I'm not sure when he's coming back. He always usually checks in at some point during the day, but I haven't seen him this morning. He sometimes has other business, but you're more than welcome to wait.
Oh, okay. Do we want to check out the orphanage, and come back for Percival's info on the Under Cauldron, or just stay here?
Sure, let's check out the orphanage.
Sounds good.
Where do we want to go to the locksmith?
Well, the orphanage is close, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of on the way too, I think. All right. All right. You all eat breakfast, I assume.
I don't.
You don't. You don't have to, do you? All right, so you all eat breakfast, and Rufus kind of cleans up the bowls afterwards, and he kind of leans over and he says to Gassy, he says, "I'll take care of the plants for you, okay?"
Okay.
I'll try
Remember
not to.
what I told you.
I know. Yes, I know. Too much fertilizer kills them. I gotcha. Yep, I'll be better this time. I thought
So
more
does
was
too
better.
much water.
Okay, yeah. I always thought more was better, but you're right. I'll be a little bit more careful. Thank you. You're a good teacher. As you guys come out, you do see that the general busyness of Cauldron is noted. The Obsidian Avenue, you see there's lots of people walking back and forth. You see the trade is coming in through Farmer's Way, and a lot of people sort of walking. People are fairly friendly. I mean, it's not like anybody's rude at all. You do see the occasional guard that walks by, a guard patrol, which is humans, and they kind of there, and they have the symbol of Cauldron, which is a eye, like a flaming sort of eye with an arrow through it, that is kind of walking by, and they sort of nod to y'all as you come out of the church, and yeah. You head down the streets, so you're heading to the Lantern, is that where you guys were headed, the orphanage?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you do, you kind of continue, and you see as you get there, the windows are both stories are shuttered, and you do see some light that's kind of coming out, and you do see there's a couple lanterns that hang at each door, and above it is a green copper sort of knocker, and it's shaped like a smiling gargoyle with its nostrils pierced by a copper ring.
That's a
That's
very
always
welcoming
a comforting
place.
sight.
I'll bang the knocker.
All right, so as you knock, you see the door opens, and as you look down, you see there's someone who's about 2.5 feet tall, and you kind of look down and you see it's an elderly halfling woman who looks, and she peers up and she's like, "Who sent you?"
Oh, we're here. We're a traveling band here to cheer up the kids.
What? What kids? The kids here? They don't need cheering. They're happy.
Oh, I can tell by a bright, happy person like yourself here.
Are you trying to get fresh with me?
No. The only thing that's getting fresh with you is the vegetables you like to chew on. So, can we come in and help out?
Why don't you give me a persuasion roll with your great joke? She kind of eyes you all. She says, "You look like not a very nice lot, I don't think. And what's the thing about vegetables? Do I look or smell like I eat a lot of vegetables?"
Well, you're a halfling, right? Don't halflings like vegetables?
Wow, nice roll. And she kind of snickers and she goes, I like you a lot. Yeah, most people get put off by my abruptness, but yeah, I think we come on in. And she opens up the door.
Ah, thanks. Yeah.
And as you walk in, she sees then Jack Brass is behind you, and she goes, "Wait, stop. Who do you work for?"
Me, the gesture. That's who he works for.
Looks scary. I think the kids are gonna cry.
Oh, he hasn't put his costume on yet. Put his yellow and red costume on.
Okay, she lets you in, and as soon as you all walk in the door, she immediately sort of sticks her head out the door, and she looks to the left and looks to the right, and pulls her head back in, closes the door, and locks it.
I'm glancing around up and down the street, but towards the tops of the buildings before I step inside.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. So as you look at the tops of the building. You don't see any of the any people up there. You see some birds and things, but nothing that seems out of place. So as you come inside, you can hear some kids playing in the back, and she looks to you all and she says, Sorry about being so gruff, but you get these people that come and they want to sell you stuff at the door, and I mean, we don't have a lot of money. And she says, I'm Gretchen. Gretchen Task. Nice to meet you.
I'm Jester, and this is my friend here, Jack Brass.
Nice, Jack. Nice to meet you.
Here's
Jester.
the others.
Yep. You're kind of a motley crew.
Yeah, well, we don't have to just do jokes. Can we come in and help out? Maybe clean up?
Sure. Yeah, I got to tell you, Rufus last night was great. You guys don't all work with Rufus, do you?
Oh, yeah, we helped Rufus after he left.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Well, yeah, come on in. You can, please, come on in. What can I help you with?
Well, we're actually also trying to investigate what happened to some of the missing kids here. Cheer them up and then see if we can figure out what happened.
Oh, nice. I miss my kids. As she's there, you see there's a mid-30s female kind of playing with the kids, and she sort of looks to you guys. And as you're kind of walking through, you see there's there's an older male that's there, and he's bringing out breakfast for the kids, and some of the kids are running around. And then there's even older half-elf female there, and she's like, "No, come on, kids, come on. We got to learn about all the lords of Cauldron. Come on, we're going to go back in history now." You see there's several people that are kind of working in here with her. And she says, "Well, it's school time for the kids, so I don't think we're going to be able to really entertain the kids right now. But maybe I can help you with some things. Is there something else that you'd like to know, or?"
Can we see where the kids were taken from?
Sure. She says, "Follow me." And she kind of starts going up the steps. And as she does, you see that she's got just a little bit of a limp as she tries to climb those steps, probably a bad hip or something. And she slowly makes her way up. And she's like, "The kids, they all sleep up here." And she takes you down the hallway, and you see there's a door, and it has a nice, very nice lock on the outside of it. And she's like, we lock the kids in at night because they tend to get run around and get into trouble, and I don't want to lose any of the kids. And she opens it up, and you see that the rooms they're really nice. I mean, considering they're like barracks, but they're not. It's not like it looks like they're in a hovel or anything like that. The beds are all nicely made, and you see that the beds are in good condition and whatnot. And she's like, "Well, this is the boys' room." And she shows you, this is a girl's room.
And the children just disappeared out of these rooms, and nobody heard anything?
Oh, they didn't. We were all here. We didn't hear a sound. Matter of fact, none of the kids said, well, none of them did except for Andrew. He said something about, I don't know, some nightmare or something like that. But he has nightmares all the time.
Greg, I'm going to walk around the room, and I'm searching to see if there's any kind of hidden doors or trap doors in the floor, or anything that somebody could have slipped in and out with the door still being locked.
Yeah, sounds good. Just a perception or investigation. Investigation's probably better. And as you're kind of looking around, Gretchen then reaches in her pocket and she pulls out a key, and she says, I will tell you what, I've worked here for 60 years and I lock that door every night. I've never forgotten. And she says, I'm the only one with the key. Nobody else in here has a key. And she's like, and this key was in my pocket and it never left.
I'd like to hear about Andrew's dream. What did he tell you?
I don't remember. I'll go down and grab him. And as she says, just wait right here. I don't want to scare the rest of the kids. She starts walking down the hallway. Lee, yeah, go ahead.
I'll give Lee a bardic inspiration for.
Oh, okay, cool. Which is
so
a D4.
So he can use that on his ability skill.
D4, D6. Do you remember?
Let me look here. It is. Looks like a D6.
Okay.
So let's see.
Nice. Perfect.
Your
Yeah, already-
success shall be all our success. There we go. Cheesy bardic inspiration.
I like it. So he kind of yells that out to you, and you feel more inspired, I guess. And as you look around, Lee, you feel very, very comfortable that you've searched the room and you don't find any secret doors or any sort of passages or anything like that. So you see her kind of go down the steps, and you guys are upstairs kind of looking at the kids' rooms and whatnot.
If I don't find any doorways or anything, or trapdoors or anything, I'm going to check the windows and see if the bars can actually be opened or anything like that.
Sure. Picture, for any Office fans, Dwight Schrute going through the house of the boss, checking everything out. That's what I picture. But so you're kind of checking the windows and whatnot, and they're very strong. You see that the bars don't move at all, and especially from the inside, and you see they are barred and locked from the inside as well. It seems very sound, Lee.
I don't see any way in or out of this place besides that door.
Are there any curtains in the room?
There are no curtains. See, Gretchen kind of comes up the stairs, and she has this 8-year-old boy, human boy, who's kind of tagging along with her, and she seems to have a firm grip on his right shoulder, almost as if kind of keeping him back. And as he comes up, his eyes get big. He goes, "Oh my gosh, you got me a big old metal thing. I'm so happy." And he gives Gretchen a big hug, and she says, "No, that's not for you to keep." He's like, "This is great." And he comes running over, and he grabs onto Jack Brass's arm, and he's like pulling on. He's like, "Come here, come here, come here, come here." Like jumping up and down. Finally, he kind of like starts to climb up Jack Brass's arm and up to his back. He's like, "This is awesome. He doesn't even move. He's just like a statue. He just sits there. I love it. This is great." And he looks around and goes, "Whoa, it's a dwarf." And he jumps down. And he runs over to you and he goes, "Wow, can I pull your beard, please?"
Tell me about your dream first.
No, I like, "Oh my gosh, you are beautiful." He looks at Eris. He's like, "I love your red hair. It is so pretty.
Hey,
Someday I'm
fella.
going to have red hair." What do you think? Do you think I'd look good in red?
I think you would. Hey,
Thanks. What?
why don't you tell us about your dream last night? We'd be really, really interested.
Only if that big metal guy keeps me safe. Is that okay? Wow, hey.
That's his job, isn't it, Jester?
Yep, keeps you safe.
Hey, mister, what are you doing in our room? Quit pulling on that window. You can't get out that way. I've tried many times. You hear Gretchen say, "What?" He's like, "Oh, sorry."
I turn and look at him and smile with my sneering look.
Yikes, he's scary. Please tell me you're not going to leave him here.
Oh no.
Oh. So my dream? So this is what happened. I was sleeping and I had this nightmare of this evil gnome came in and he had like crooked teeth and kind of this tattered cloak, and he was trying to snatch the breath away from me. It was the most scariest thing I've ever had in my entire life. And I screamed. And everybody woke up, and then they all told me to go back to sleep, and I went back to sleep.
Did you recognize the gnome, or would you recognize him?
Maybe.
I'll describe Tygot.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, you describe. He goes, "That's the guy. That's him. That's definitely the guy. That sounds like the most evilest gnome I've ever heard of."
Yeah, he worked me over.
Yeah, he's terrible. Super scary. I hope he never comes back in my dream. However, I gotta be honest. I think that guy in my room, I'm now gonna have nightmares about him. He's super scary looking too.
What guy was that?
He points to Lee. That guy.
He's not scary.
Looks scary.
But he's a good guy.
Doesn't look very good. He's tearing apart my room.
So was this the dream you had the night the other kids got taken?
Yeah. It was.
Everybody woke up and nobody noticed the kids were missing?
Oh, nobody noticed. Not anybody.
Were they at that time? Do you know?
You saying that to Gretchen, or?
I'm saying that to the kid.
Oh, he's like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But the good news is Patch told me he'd keep me safe, so I'm not really worried. It's going to be all good. I know it is.
Who's Patch?
You don't know who Patch is? Gretchen says, Patch is our janitor. He wears an eye patch. All the kids really like him a lot. I like him too. Been here for about 20 years. Like, Patch is the best. He's the coolest guy ever. So much fun to play with.
I'm going to kind of make sure that the kid can see my eye patch. Kind of like maybe no one else but him just sees it, and I'm going to wink at him when he notices it.
Okay.
Turn back away to the window.
Gotcha. He goes, wow, eye patches are the best. Someday I'm going to get an eye patch. Probably lose my eye like Patch did, and then I can really wear an eye patch. He doesn't want people to know that, though, okay?
What, that he lost an eye?
Yeah. Yeah, he likes to, you know, he doesn't want people to know, because then you know, they pick on him like, he's one-eyed little Patch. Not very nice. That's when he was a kid, when he was here. Gretchen says, yep, he was. I remember that day. Kind of dropped off at the orphanage. He had been abused pretty badly, and somebody had poked his eye out. Good guy. And the kids thankfully aren't scared of him. I mean, he's a half-orc, so you know, a lot of times kids get pretty scared, but when you grow up with Patch, you just are comfortable.
And now Jester is scared of him when you mentioned half.
Yeah, half orc.
yeah, he's a half-orc.
Okay.
The guy that you upset wasn't one-eyed, was he? He wasn't wearing an eye patch, was he?
I don't remember. I can't remember.
Just then the kid jumps back onto Jack Brass's arm. He's like, please, pick me up. Come on. He doesn't move or do anything. Does he even do anything? He kind of hits Jack Brass in the chest. Come on. Hey, wake up, robot.
Sometimes if you say gnome, he laughs.
Oh my. Kid jumps back. He's like, that's awesome. No. The kid just keeps going, and finally Gretchen comes over and kind of says, stop that. Andrew, go back to school. And he's like,
I shoot him with an arrow.
You shoot the kid with an arrow? Poor kid. And you see the kid goes down, and he gets to like just to the steps, and then he goes, no, as he goes down the steps, and Gretchen's like yelling at him, stop that. Shakes her head. That kid has more energy.
Wonder if the guy who runs the lock business is a gnome.
Gretchen
I
says,
told
well,
you.
oh,
It's
go ahead.
always the gnomes.
Says, well, is there anything else that you want to ask? Really would like to get back to the kids and get things done, and I have answered these questions so many times.
Is there a basement in this building?
No basement.
I think that's about it.
Well, I appreciate you all coming over. I really look for the kids. I'd like them to come back. I miss them, and you know, please, if you find them, tell them that Mama Gretchen is looking for him and is worried. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So at this time, you see at the top of Jack's head, this lantern comes on, and it shines in Nar's face.
Hey, jeez.
Whoa.
And it stays there for a few seconds, then it moves to Erissa's face. Eris, how do I say it?
Eris.
Eris.
Gretchen's like, does it supposed to do that?
It's never done that before.
Then it moves over to Lee.
I think you gotta fix your thingy. It's broken.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Shining all the light on Libtard. Then it moves over to the dwarf.
Okay, Gretchen says, and she says, if I can, can you turn that light off? It's going to distract all the kids.
Then it goes off.
Oh, yeah, sure. We'll turn it off. Yeah, just like that.
Follow me.
Complete control.
I have to be honest. You all are the first one since the town guard to question the children. I am surprised.
When's the last time they came over to check on them?
They were here a couple days ago, and had this pair of half-elf people came and they working for the Lord Mayor. They came last year and questioned me, but they didn't speak to any of the children or the staff members at all.
They didn't question the staff?
No, they didn't. They ask a lot of the same questions as the guards did, and they seemed worried about like the kids, and but no, they didn't. And they kept kind of looking at each other like back and forth weirdly. You know how you like details that you didn't know. I mean, I figured that they work for the mayor. They should probably know what the guards said, right? Weird.
Is there was a lady downstairs that was helping work, right?
Yeah, there's several actually.
Are any of them similar similar builds to the laughing lady we saw yesterday?
So there's a female. She's in her 30s. She was kind of helping with the kids and whatnot, and you see she's kind of sitting there with trying to help keep the kids focused on the school teacher. The school teacher's in her 50s, but this she's about 30.
Gretchen, can we talk to her before we leave?
You want to talk to Neva? Sure. Neva, and she kind of yells over, and Neva kind of looks, and she looks at her and she says, Gretchen kind of waves her over, and Neva comes and she says, yes?
Yeah, we were wondering if we could talk to you about these missing kids.
Oh my gosh, please tell me you found them.
No, we haven't found them yet.
Sure, I'm happy to answer whatever I can to try to help out.
I'll start quizzing her quickly.
Okay,
I'll keep a good pace on it. So which kid went first?
Oh, they all four were missing at the same time.
Was it at day or night?
It was morning. We went up there in the morning, and Gretchen screamed because the kids were missing, and I ran up there as quick as I could because I'm the nurse. I'm the one who takes care of the kids if they're hurt. I thought maybe one fell out of bed. It happens from time to time.
How long have you been here?
I've worked here about 10 years.
How do you know Neelis?
Who?
Neelis?
Neelis. I'm sorry? Is that, and she looks over to Eris. Are you Neelis?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I think that's about it. Anybody else got any questions?
Greg, does she look physically like she could be the lady that we saw on the rooftop, or is it a really different build?
No, I think it's about the same build. Very sort of a slender build.
I want to use insight on her to see if I think she's telling the truth.
Okay, go for it. Says, I sleep here every night. My room's right over there. I never leave.
Hey, who else has keys to this room?
Nobody, just Gretchen does. You mean the whole building or the kids' rooms?
The kids' room.
Oh, just Gretchen. She's the only one.
That roll or not?
It did not. Sorry, I should have given you the box. I apologize. She says, nobody does. Nobody that works here. I mean, Jeremy doesn't, Timar doesn't, Willow, Patch, none of us do.
Are any of the rest of the employees, are any of them gnomes?
Oh, we have humans, half elf. Our gardener's a dwarf. And she looks over to Gassy. She's, maybe your brother. And I have a half orc. So Copperbeard is his name. You're a Copperbeard, or are you like a Goldbeard or something?
I got a black beard.
Oh, well, yeah. You're not related then. His is kind of graying, so yeah, he maybe was copper before.
We heard the lady laugh, the laughing lady, right?
What's that again?
We heard the laughing lady, or the
Talk?
the last laugh lady laugh when she ran away, right?
Yeah. Yep. You heard her talk too.
And this doesn't sound anything like it.
It doesn't really sound that similar. I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna try and get her to laugh.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, Greg, if we wanted to try and mentally compare voices, what skill would we use with what stat?
Mentally compare a voice. Probably either perception or investigation is probably the two that I would use for that, most likely. If you guys want to, you can all try it and see how you do. So you're gonna tell her a joke?
Yeah. I'll.
Yeah, you rolled higher than 10.
Okay. All right. So, you ever seen a gnome get drunk? Or,
She starts laughing at Jack Brass's laugh, and she starts chuckling. And Gretchen says, or the school teacher says, Willow yells, and she says, "Shh! We are teaching a class."
Yeah, I was just saying something about a dwarf, and he's telling a dwarf's drunk because he'll use a bar stool for a walker to make it home.
Oh my gosh. And she starts chuckling again, and she's like, Copperbeard would like that. And she does laugh. So I have 2 perception checks. The rest of you, if you want to roll perception in the tower, you can. Right. And then if whoever rolls over 12 or higher, if it's the majority of you, you'll be able to concern it. Lee got a 6. Gassy got a 16. Nar got a 6, Jack Brass, Rockstar at 23, and Eris at 19. So her laugh is distinctly different than the one that was on the rooftop. She sort of snorts.
Does her voice sound different too?
Oh yeah, her voice sounds different, and when she laughs, she sort of snorts at the end of her laugh.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
You.
Anybody got any ideas? Could head to the locksmith, or we could talk to Patch.
We can talk to Patch since we're here, I guess. Do you think the half-orc has anything to do with it?
Not sure. I'll let you guys talk to him.
You see Patch is in the kitchen. He's kind of cleaning up the kitchen with the cook, Timar, who's a male. And Timar is like, yep, good job, Patch. You're doing a great job. And Patch looks at him and he says, Thanks, I appreciate that, Timar. I really like cleaning this stuff up. The kids are really gonna like the lunch you got planned. And he's like, yeah. And Patch sees you walk in. He goes, oh, hello.
What are you doing, Nar?
I'm hiding behind Jack Brass.
Hi, are you Patch?
Yeah. Nice to meet you. I'm Patch. Hi. And you see Timar says, "Hey, Patch, I'm gonna go get washed up." Patch says, "Okay, see you, Timar." You guys are standing in the kitchen. He's like, "Hi, are you gonna try to adopt one of the kids? Maybe two?"
No, we're trying to find out what happened to the kids who are missing.
Oh, I have no idea what happened to him. It's terrible, right?
Yeah. So, did you see anything the night that they disappeared?
Oh, I didn't see anything. I was sleeping and I don't know anything about what happened.
Oh, you didn't hear them when they screamed?
Oh, there was kids. No, I'm a really sound sleeper. I sleep really good, and I didn't see anything. I'm really sad. I love those kids. I hope they come back. We need to find those kids really quickly. I hope you guys are gonna find them.
Yeah. Do you know who else has a key to the bedrooms?
Nobody has a key. I mean, nobody has another key. I know that Gretchen, she paid a lot of money for really good locks because she didn't want anything to happen to those kids. And I'm really sad.
What are you keeping from us?
I'm not keeping anything from you.
Yes, you are.
Mr. Dwarf, I know Copperbeard and he can be kind of gruff, and I'm not sure if you're being mean to me or if that's just the way you are.
You're holding something back, I can tell.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Is he making eye contact with anybody?
Not now. He isn't. Looking down at the floor, he's like, I know dwarves don't like orcs, and you probably don't like my heritage. I'm really nice. I'm not mean like the other orcs.
How long have you been working here?
I've been here since I was dropped off. I've been here 20 years. I was a kid here. I got dropped off at the door. It's when I lost my eye, and I wear this patch, and the kids like it. They call me Patch. I love those kids.
Well, if you love those kids, if you know anything, you should help us because we just want to get them back here safely.
I know you do, and I know it's important.
I'll peek out from behind Jack Brass. If you can't tell us here, wink with both eyes.
You know what? Eris, can you roll a d6 for me? As he says that, you see he kind of looks at you and he goes, I only have one eye. And as he does, Eris, you see that he now is speaking to him and he is looking right at him, and you see he has a very sort of a straight lip that comes across, and you immediately recognize that he is now telling the truth, which he has not done the whole time he's been talking to you guys.
Well, if you can't tell us here, wink with your left eye.
And again, he looks and he says, I'm missing my left eye.
Okay, wink
You
with
need to
your
go.
right eye.
You need to go back to school. Willow can teach you a lot. And he's like, all of a sudden you see his eye blinks.
Okay. Meet us out back. Take the trash out.
I just had to blink. I didn't actually mean to blink that I wasn't feeling safe here.
You're not feeling safe here.
No, I blinked because my eye was dry and I had to blink.
Oh. So I'm whispering for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Why are you hiding?
Is there anybody else in here?
Just you guys and him.
I cast Charm Person on him.
Damn. Okay. That's one way to go. All right. What's the DC for this? I forget.
It's a 14 Wisdom.
A 14 Wisdom.
Oh,
right.
That's not. We didn't need that. Okay, sorry about that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That's funny. That's really funny. All of a sudden, he's like, oh, you know what? You are the prettiest woman I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
You are so nice.
Now, since, we're friends and all, can you really tell us what happened here? What happened to the kids? Tell us what you know.
So here's the thing. I went out for drinks about a couple months ago, and I met this guy named Revis Twin Daggers. Really, really nice guy. He gave me gold pieces, gave me money. He told me I had to keep an eye on one of our kids, Tarum Caritas. I don't know what that means, but he just said just watch on him, make sure that he's okay, and do whatnot. And I kind of wanted to join this group and because they paint their faces and they look really cool, and so I was like, sure, I'll do it. Like, I want money. You know what I mean, right? I mean, you probably want to join them too. Have you seen them before?
Yeah, we have. They were beating up on a priest last night.
Oh, that priest probably did something wrong, but I got to tell you, they taught me a few tricks, and my new friend, he was really, really nice, and we even stole some stuff. You know, there's that shop down the road. It's got like the anvil there. We took some of the gems out of there. They didn't even know it.
Oh, really? My shop?
That's your shop?
Yeah, you should probably return
I'll
those.
go get Gretchen while he's talking and bring her over.
All right, so he kind of reaches in his pocket and he pulls out like 4 of your gems and he says, sorry, and he gives them to you. I didn't know it was your shop. So you go grab Gretchen while he's chatting.
Yeah, that way she can hear.
Sure. And so he says, but please don't tell the headmistress any of this, because I did it to protect the kids, and I knew that, I didn't think anything was going to happen. I'm keeping an eye on Tarum to make sure he's okay, and I can't believe he was taken. I think the last laugh took him.
Maybe. What was your friend's name?
They did take him, didn't they? Revis Twin Daggers. I haven't seen him in a month, and I don't know where he's at. Why would they take him?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Let me think. Hang on. Several months ago, I had met him, and we sort of talked, and he said he was interested, or they were interested in Tarum, and he was a little drunk, and I asked him why, because I was really worried. I'm like, maybe they want to hurt him, and he sort of, Revis just kind of tipped his shoulders up, and he just says, he sort of tries to act drunk. He's like, all I know is there's something to do with their dead parents, and that's what he said. And I tried to get more information, but he passed out on the table, and I didn't get any more, and I was really scared to ask again. Please don't tell the headmistress. My job, I love these kids. I would never do anything to hurt them.
Okay, well, you stay away from the laughing people, because they're bad news.
Okay, if you don't tell the headmistress, I won't see them anymore, I promise.
And you don't steal from my shop anymore.
Sorry, you have such pretty gems. I won't take anything anymore. Matter of fact, can I come over and buy some with my... I don't have very many gold pieces left. I've drank most of it away, but I have a few. Do you have a nice gem I could maybe buy?
Maybe.
Thank you. I won't steal from you anymore. I'll just steal from your neighbor.
No, that's fine. Just not out of my shop.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, no. You shouldn't steal. Stealing is bad.
Oh, okay. I won't steal anymore. Can I come over and say hi and maybe sit in the shop during the day and just hang out with you while you're working?
Oh,
really
because
nice.
you've got to do your job here.
But you said that. I really?
Yes.
And he kind of sits down and Jester, you bring back the headmistress and whatnot, right?
I'll drop the spell when the headmistress comes in.
Okay, so Jester, you bring him in, and you see Patch is sort of sitting there, and everybody sort of turns around and looks at you, and the headmistress says, "Now, what did you want me to do? What's going on?"
He knows that he's
Yes.
a spell was cast on him.
Correct.
So Patch here said he was keeping an eye on Tarum. So we just want to make sure that he continues to do his job here and stays out of trouble.
Yes, mistress, I was really trying to watch him, and she's like, "Really, Tarum? I mean, he's a pretty good kid." He's like, "I know, but sometimes he would get into stuff and he'd blame other kids. I just want to watch him." And I wanted to. I told them that that you paid a lot of money for those locks, and the locks are really good. And she looks and she says, "I did. I paid that Keegan. He charged me a pretty penny for these locks, and I've never had any issue." Why is he laughing?
Yeah.
He looks over to Nar or Jester. Nothing?
An inside joke.
Yeah.
Inside joke.
Oh, okay. Well, we are inside as he looks around. He's like, maybe I could join your crew. No?
Awkward.
No.
Okay, maybe not.
So, Gretchen, do you know anything about Tarum or the other children's families?
Don't they just come here to the orphanage? Usually these kids have no family. I'm their family.
Well, if you can think of, anything, like if you remember their parents, whether they passed away or whatever, that might help us a bit.
Yeah, I can see and check it out.
Hey, the locks, did you get those from Gelby's locks?
I did. He does great work, and he charges a lot. He does a lot of the locks in town. I mean, he's pretty much who everybody goes to, and he does a great job. And there's only one key. I know that because he gave me the key. So and I just had him replaced. I don't know, maybe a year ago, maybe not quite that long, but fairly recently because the locks kept breaking and the kids were good.
Is he a gnome?
He is a gnome.
Huh. Interesting.
I just look over at Nair. It's like gnomes.
And you guys see that Lee has disappeared and comes back downstairs. Thank you.
That was a delayed laugh.
It was. Evelyn again says, Gretchen, sorry. Evelyn's one of the ones that were taken. Gretchen says to you again, she says, you're always welcome to come back and please, when you find the kids, tell them that I miss them dearly and they'll be okay and we'll help them.
We'll do our best. And Patch, you stay out of trouble.
He goes, I will. It was nice to meet you all. And he says, Headmaster, I really have to kind of get some cleaning done in the bathroom. The kids were really messy this morning. And she goes, please go. She's like, I love that boy. He's such a good worker and a good soul. He pats Patch on the back as he walks out. Just
make sure that, you Just make sure he doesn't, fall in with the wrong kind of people.
Yes,
he
of course.
seems kind of susceptible to that kind of thing.
He's always his low self-esteem. He's always trying to get people to like him.
Well, I think he's got a good heart. Just try to guide him a bit better.
Yeah, I do try. Kind of shows you guys. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, there's one left, right? Is there a dwarf?
There is. There's a gardener. Yep. There's the cook and there's the school teacher. Who'd you like to talk to?
Should we just clean sweep them since we found one already? I guess the gardener.
Alrighty. So you see Jeremir's out in the back garden. He's kind of working in the tree area there, and he's kind of trimming the tree, kind of making it look like a nice topiary of a bird. And you see accidentally clips and sort of cuts off the beak. He goes, "Gosh, damn it!" And he's like, "I can't believe I did that. Now I got to make this into an egg." And you see he starts trimming off the head and the neck as he's trimming down the bird.
Hey, I was wondering if we could talk to you for a little bit.
He looks back. He goes, "What do you want? Can't you see I just messed up this perfect bird? It was going to be a flamingo." You look there, you see there's like many different eggs that are carved in the topiaries that probably had many flamingos that never happened.
Oh, yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
My hands have arthritis. The scissors always kind of cut just a little bit too soon. What do you need?
We were just wondering if you knew anything about these kids that went missing.
That's a bloody shame. Those are 4 good kids. They come out here and play all the time. I love those damn kids. You find who it is, you better cut their heads off.
Yeah, that was first on my list. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Cut
Good.
Heads off.
Yeah. You got an illusionist or somebody in there, just take some pictures and show me the image when you get back, okay?
Oh, yeah. Minor image it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut head off like flamingo and minor image.
I want all the gory details, you understand?
Sounds good. You got any other details around this? These kids going missing? Anything weird out here? You handle the plants. You think anybody climbed up your trees or your eggs?
No, nobody did. I don't see anything broken out here, and the windows are sound. I climbed up there and inspected them yesterday, and the roof is intact, and it's a bloody shame. I mean, really, who the hell's gonna steal kids? I mean, they're down and out as it is. They're orphans. They got nobody. Why would you take them?
Yeah.
Make any sense, right? I mean, it's not like they got rich parents like those people living over in the manor. He kind of points over towards the mayor's house. Like, why not steal those kids?
Yeah, I wonder, do you know the history on any of the kids? Did any of them have, like, any of the kids have, like, old parents that were rich or something?
Nope. I don't know anything about the kids. Just them being here. Good kids, they're always into mischief, but that's what kids do, right? And if they're not getting into mischief, they're really getting into trouble.
Yep, that's true. Anybody else got any questions?
Not for this one.
All right. Guess we'll move on to the cook.
All right. So you see the cook is coming back in. He's got a bunch of potatoes, and he's kind of peeling them, getting them ready for some sort of a lunch type of meal. And he's working on it. He says, I see you got Patch all worked up. He's pretty quiet.
Oh, yeah. I think he saw himself out of the room.
Yeah. Well, are you guys all staying for lunch? I can cut up a few more potatoes.
Maybe. Yeah, we were wondering if you knew anything about the kids that were missing.
I tell you what, I miss them. That's for sure. They're good kids, and wish they weren't gone. It's too bad. And I gotta be honest. Why would you just take 4 kids? Like, Like, wouldn't you take more? Or I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. The 2 boys and 2 girls, like, they got to be equal. I don't know. It seems weird. Don't you think?
Yeah. Do you know anything about their parents, like their lives before they came here?
I heard one of them maybe was somebody of importance, I guess, and I think Evelyn. I'd heard that her parents were killed, but it's sad, but not a whole lot, I don't think. Really had any brothers and sisters they came with, so I guess they're only kids, or maybe they are somewhere else. I don't know.
And they're all from Cauldron?
Mostly. Most kids are from Cauldron. I guess some may not be originally, but they ended up here regardless. But we don't pull any in from Red Gorge or Saserine, and we got enough kids that are in trouble in this town that need some help, and running the streets. Usually try to get them when they're young, so they don't get into these gangs and stuff. And
yeah, what about Tarum?
yeah, he's a good kid. I don't know a lot about him. I think he's always respectful, and he eats his dinner and his lunch, and he doesn't waste any food. And he may stick his nose up at some things, but he still eats it. He's good kid.
Guess that's about it.
Nope, no extra potatoes then, huh? Okay, all right. Well, if you ever swing back in, and maybe we'll make sure you got dinner time or something.
Oh, thanks.
Sure.
Guess we'll wait for the school teacher.
So you wait around about 30, 45 minutes, and you see that lunch is ready, and you hear Timar kind of yells. He's like, "Lunch is ready," and all the kids kind of jump up, and Willow says, wait, and the kids just like bombard the kitchen and into the dining room, and you see Willow shakes her head and rolls up her scroll and kind of tucks it into a book, and kind of starts picking up all her stuff.
Hey, Willow. You know anything about these kids that went missing?
Good kids. Willow, sorry. She says, good listeners. The term, he gets distracted a lot of times, but I'm able to kind of help keep him focused. And of course, Neva will sort of, get him turned back if he's not really paying attention. But good kids. I really miss them. I hope they come back. I know their friends miss them too.
So did any of the 4 kids that are missing, did they have like anything odd about them? Like we're really wondering why those 4 children.
I not that I can think of. They don't lay next to each other in the room. I mean, they're kind of spread out in the rooms, and one's not near the door. I mean, we looked at that, and we checked the window, and to make sure that the window wasn't there. And one has blonde hair, and the other one has red hair, and one has brown hair. So it's not like their hair, and they're not related. They're older and younger, and ages are different. I really don't know, and they're not really even super close friends. So it's not like they ran away.
Is it
Did
possible?
they show any interesting talents?
Interesting talents? Yeah. Well, let me think. Well, Hiram seemed to be easily distracted, but he did like to, kind of lift things and sort of like give big hugs to kids and things like that. And Evelyn, she was into the books. She liked to read a lot, and really liked to read about the history of things. But no, not really any like talents. You mean like, could they juggle? No, couldn't juggle.
Did they show any like magical talents?
Oh, nobody really casted spells, and we don't have any magic books here, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. My 50 years of teaching and whatnot, I really believe in teaching magic. There's too many other things to learn. You got to know the basics, right?
Well, of course.
Nobility, religion, and that's about it. I do hope that you can find the kids. We've had lots of people come and ask about the kids, and we're hoping that the city seems really kind of engaged in trying to find the kids. So hopefully somebody will find them soon.
What do you know about the last laugh?
Last laugh? Kind of looks at you. It's like, what is that? Is that a comedy club or?
It will be.
Oh.
That would be a good name.
Oh, I don't really get out very often. I mean, once a week. Sunday's my night to go out and kind of enjoy myself. I usually go down to the lake and sit and watch the the stars and everything. And but no, I'm not familiar with the last laugh. I could check it out. Is it on Trumpet Street?
You're the teacher, right?
Yeah.
You don't know the groups in the city?
I guess maybe I need to get out more. I don't really like to go to the bars and the inns and stuff because the men are always disgusting, especially after they've been drinking. So I usually try to stay away from those. But I can. I mean, are they good? Do they play good music or?
Oh, you should stop by the Slippery Eel Thursdays, 2-for-1 drinks for ladies, half off cover. I'll be on at 8:30, I think.
She goes, okay. Yeah, Slippery Eel. There's really not very nice people that go to the Slippery Eel. I walk by there.
We're very nice people, and we go there.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean you guys. I apologize. I meant I'm usually one that's a little more for the tipped tankard. And in uniform does a lot, Miles.
Yeah, beat out by those guys.
Yeah.
This group really needs a rogue. Let's. We're not getting anything else here.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did we get anything? I don't think we got anything.
We got quite a bit, actually.
You guys are walking out.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Gretchen kind of looks to y'all and she opens the door and she says, "Now, y'all look out for my kids, okay? And when you get them, you keep them safe. Don't let anything happen to them.
We'll do our best.
If you need to, take them back to the church if you need to, and I can meet you there. Just send somebody back over, even one of the acolytes."
We'll do.
Yeah. After you all kind of step out, she looks down the street one way, she looks down the street the other way, and she closes the door, and you hear the door lock. Click, click.
Guess head to the lock guy.
Yeah, I think so.
So as you're going, I don't know if you guys kind of head down the street and whatnot. Unfortunately, I am going to have to call it here. I apologize, but I got meetings in the morning, so we'll kind of pick it up next week. Is there any recap on what you guys discussed there, so that way at least it's all fresh in everybody's mind, or everybody knows what you found and whatnot?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the last laugh hired that half work to keep an eye on the kids, that one of them specifically, and one of the, I guess it was the last laugh guy was Revis Twin Daggers.
Yep, Revis Twin Daggers.
And the one kid woke up the night that the other ones were taken from a nightmare and saw a gnome, which it's always the gnomes.
That was perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Anything else that anybody else had picked up while you guys were there?
I can tell the party that the locks that are on the doors are in really good quality locks.
And it didn't look like they'd been tampered with, or
They didn't, just so you know, Lee.
I don't know if I'd actually have the ability to tell if somebody picked a lock or not.
Well, you rolled a 19 on your thieves' tools, so I think you did A-okay. So I think you would know.
And I
This
can't tell
one
you
may
that-
be able to unlock them.
One, you, Jack Brass.
How?
He doesn't say anything else.
I asked him how. He hasn't answered.
Yeah.
With lockpicks.
Well, yeah, but then they'd look tampered with. There'd be scratches and stuff on the mechanisms and things.
I
Do you have
know that the
lockpicks, Jack Brass? Jack Brass?
Yes, I do.
Do you store them in your finger?
No.
Oh dear, we don't need to know where he stores them.